and shredded your knuckles on a stubborn bolt. All for a weekend of glory. You supply the skill and sweat. Count on us for the rest. Stronger, safer, and faster. The World Speed Shop. SummitRacing.com.
25 laps in, NASCAR Cup Series Ally 400 from Nashville.
Okay, I think we're live now, guys. How are y'all doing? Back for round 2 after that dilemma. So,
F9, that'll be in theaters on Friday.
okay, figured out that I can't do that, but I can do it with SRX. So, never doing that again for NASCAR. Could get copyright claimed. Nobody likes that.
Down here on the bottom, a little different look, real patient. Left side's actually out of that dark area. See how tough it is to get alongside that 14. I talked to Tyler's dad this weekend, and he said that Tyler's making big strides on being able to work on the bottom of the racetrack and find speed, big speed there. So he's had some great runs over the last several weeks. This is a track that I think that he can do well today in. I had him in my fantasy lineups. Hope he has a great day. Man, I thought I was going to have the advantage on you there. I was going to ask why Junior didn't text me. Say, hey, put the 8 in your
So now we are 27 laps into the race, and it's Larson, Kyle Busch, Almirola, Logano, Custer, DeBittado, Bowman, Stenhouse, Elliott, and Harvick, your top 10.
In practice and race training, but after qualifying, he was mad at himself. I walked up in the hauler, he said, the driver just completely messed that up. No one to blame but me. We have a better car than that. This car should definitely finish in the top 10, if not the top 5, and Reddick showing it early on.
See, Larson right now and Busch are kind of in a league of their own. And then it is another 5-second gap back to third place. Eric Almirola, who's so far having the run of his season.
Joe Nichols on the hood there, the 3-time Grammy Award nominee, CMA Award winner with his hit home run. And Nashville has embraced not only the racetrack, but the race teams as well. Tootsie's sponsoring the 99, the Trackhouse Racing.
So far known, not too eventful.
Somebody else that's Harvick passing, but he passed Harvick back. He passed Chase Elliott. He's gotten by Alex Bowman. Now he's chasing down Matthew Benedetto. Right now, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is making.
Kyle Busch has slowly eaten into Kyle Larson's lead a little bit. Could be a bit of the Kyle and Kyle show today. Chase Briscoe right now battling Tyler Reddick for the 12th position. So far, all 4 Stewart-Haas cars in the top 12, 3 in the top 10. So far, having their best run of the season, you definitely could say. Also, 3 cars started out at the back today. That was Byron, Blaney, and Truex. And so far, none of them have cracked the top 20. Does not seem gaining track position is super easy as the run goes on. But we will see. I don't really know enough about this racetrack to really tell.
That lead goes from about 1 second, 2/10 to under 1 second. Kyle Busch is moving around using the very top of the track.
Kyle Busch really trying to find any way to gnaw into this massive lead Larson has.
Yeah, Kyle Busch was making good ground on Kyle Larson. He actually lost a little bit with a lap car, but this last lap right here looks good. You mentioned it, searching all around the racetrack. And you know, whenever you learn right here, lap 32, you're going to have to keep learning. This track is going to
Larson and Kyle Busch are literally in a field of their own right now.
Today's Xfinity fastest lap. Kyle Busch, running second right now, has turned the fastest.
Larson does have the second fastest lap to Kyle Busch. Then Almirola has the third fastest. Dylan has the fourth fastest. And Harvick has the fifth fastest lap. So 2 Stewart-Haas cars have some of the fastest laps today. So they definitely got some pretty trimmed out cars.
He's already set the record, Rick. He won 5 last for 2 weeks ago, and so 5 was the record, so now he's just going to add to that. But having a terrific run, you know, Cliff Daniels told us a terrific story earlier this week. He said they were standing in victory lane after the All-Star race, and he knew Kyle Larson was going to go dirt racing, so we had to get to the airport early.
Kyle Larson has literally 6 straight top 2 finishes if you count the All-Star race, which is really unbelievable.
All-Star race again to see what I could do better. He said, dude, we're standing in victory lane.
Appreciate any of you guys who are watching. Sorry if you were already on that previous stream. Yeah, kind of got taken down and kind of can't do that again. So it's part of the business, I guess. You can do it with the SRX, and I do it with all SRX races. So if you do want to watch any of the SRX races and see all the actual race, come here. But you can't do it with NASCAR. I guess the SRX doesn't have any copyright title yet, and they may have one in the coming years. But
the rest of them struggling a little bit early in this race.
couple guys having pretty good runs today. Custer in 5th, Stenhouse in 6th, DiMenedetto in 7th, and Chastain in 10th. Whoa, Stenhouse getting right up there on that 41 car. Also, that 41 is rocking a pretty nice paint scheme today. I believe that's the Dixie Vodka car.
This first 90-lap stage, we saw that first caution a half a lap in. That got no one any good.
Looks like Stenhouse is going to be able to get by Custer for that 5th position. That 47 car is actually looking pretty speedy today so far. I think he's gained about 7 or 8 spots since the green. If you guys hear any sound, like any hammering or something like that, that's just getting siding on my house. So trying my best. So just try your best to block that noise out. Appreciate y'all are watching. If you're wondering where your driver is running, just ask me in the chat where you were there, like who you want to see where they are, who you're asking for where their running position is.
So a little bit of a vibration. I don't know if that would concern you, Steve, but this race team started the season so quickly with so much promise, and then they kind of settled out with some poor finishes. So Stenhouse told me this week, we've kind of reset this weekend, gone back to some basics. Listen, we don't need wins. We would love to have wins, of course, but what we need are top 5s, top 10s, kind of reset ourselves. 10 races until the playoffs. We want to be a part of that mix. But that vibration, Steve, does that worry you just 36 laps into the race?
Well, we saw brake issues yesterday in the Xfinity Series race, and what happens is, as we see William Byron and Truex continue to battle, you can get them too hot, and the pedal will get long and fade, or sometimes you can literally have.
Look at this. Byron, nor Truex, nor Blaney have cracked the top 20, 40 laps into the first stage. So definitely not really easy to get all the way up to gain track position on the green here. Kyle Busch is slowly chomping into this lead that Kyle Larson has, under a half second now. And Ryan Blaney has hit pit road, so I wonder if that's a strategy call or if they got a problem. Definitely not a good day for Ryan Blaney, but luckily they got that win earlier in the season. Some guys not heading in the right direction are Chase Briscoe and Daniel Suarez. So I believe this is a bit of a scheduled green flag pit stop that Blaney is running right here, trying to maybe get a little off strategy or try and pull some strategy after they lost all the track position at the beginning of the race.
Taking it all off on the 12 right now.
So when the 12 came down pit road, Jeff, you pointed out the right front tire. They have those neon yellow wheels.
But Kyle Busch is really chomping into this lead that Larson has. But now once they get into lap traffic, a lot of it's going to be who can negotiate the traffic better. Kyle Busch definitely slowly closing in every lap, maybe about a 10th or half a 10th.
Hey, look at that right there. It looks like a short track. That is amazing.
These crew members are handling these tires with balls on, and they're still too hot for them to handle. That shows you the heat dissipating from those brakes.
And now Truex making a pit stop. Second guy on pit road. Man, Kyle Busch is really closing up this gap to Kyle Larson at every turn. Wondering if we'll see Kyle Larson hitting pit road here soon.
More cars coming to pit road. Jimmy Hamlin. Kyle Larson has a problem. It's Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is running him down.
Yeah, he's there. They're coming up on lap traffic. We see Denny Hamlin on pit road. Bubba Wallace is down there too.
Now there. Denny Hamlin on pit road. Bubba Wallace on pit road. Oh, Kyle Busch gets run high a little bit by a lap car. I don't know who that was exactly, but that is going to lose. It's cost him some momentum. That's going to cost him at least a couple tenths here now. Speaking of somebody who lost a lot of track position, Anthony Alfredo was up in the top 15 early on, and now he's all the way back to already a lap down halfway through stage 1. So nothing can really go right for them, I do believe. Byron and Newman now on the pit road. Mikhail and Kyle show up front, though, so far today, for sure. I wonder if Kyle Busch is going to be hitting pit road now. A big gap between him and Larson. He may be getting ready to pit here. Christopher Bell on the pit road. Bowman on the pit road. Definitely going to see everybody coming in the next couple laps, splitting the stage in half. We are at 43 of 90 laps into stage 1. Only one event so far, and that was Quinn Houff crashing on the first lap after part failure and just went straight into the wall. It's all well. Almirola and Logano almost got together off turn 4. but nobody wrecked, thankfully. Now everybody is coming to pit road now. The top three are still out though. Dude, that Gravedigger scheme. Oh man, I wish they were running that at a night race. That thing would look so much cooler at night. Maybe they'll run it at Pocono next week. I'll be there.
And that means busy on the racetrack as well when guys are blending back out.
How are y'all doing so far? Drop a like if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, Jeff, and happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you as well, Matt. I'm not a father, so I'm not even close. Yeah, thanks. I hope if there are any fathers watching, happy Father's Day to you, and I hope your Father's Day is going well. Yeah, and the leaders are now coming down pit road. Man, Kyle Busch closed right up on Kyle Larson there. Coming down pit road, a really good pit road entrance there. Wonder if he was maybe caught speeding, though. Whoa, are we under caution, Tyler Reddick? Get into the grass. I don't know if that's going to be a caution or not just yet. They got to let know. It's like, what's it called?
He's got into the grass and across the racetrack.
But Larson and Kyle Busch, the top two, are on pit road. Tyler Reddick, though, is plowed through the grass. That car is covered in dirt. I wonder what just happened to all this track position. So this has been Tyler Reddick on the pit road exit here.
Pushing as hard as he can, loses the back of the car. Now he's like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Man, Tyler Reddick just spun right through the dirt on the pit road exit here. Kind of similar to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway pit road exit. There's some grass between the track and the pit road exit, and he just overran it and went flying through that grass section. Not onto the track, thankfully, but definitely caused some mayhem there. I want to see how this all settles out, though, because that was right in the middle of the first set of green flag pit stops. Appreciate anybody who's watching out there today. From Lebanon, Tennessee. I thought you were going to say it was the country of Lebanon in the Middle East. I was like, that's a pretty interesting one. But thanks for the view, Matt. Thanks for everybody else out there viewing as well. It's been a really fun weekend streaming this in SRX. But yeah, so far we've had two cautions today. One for just now, Tyler Reddick spinning on the pit road exit in the middle of green flag pit stop. So that's going to be, I don't really know how that's all going to cycle out just yet. And Quinn Howe crashing on the very first lap. Sure, if you follow Hendrick Chase 9 or whatever his name is, you already know a lot of it because he uploads like all the clips. So I believe this is the running order. I think I've got a running order right now. Kurt Busch, Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse, Eric Jones, Michael McDowell were the 5 cars that didn't pit, at least who were on the lead lap, and then a couple others like Anthony Alfredo, JJ Haley, Justin Haley, and Garrett Smithley are some guys who haven't pitted either. And then the first guys, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Cole Custer, Ross Chastain. But after Cole Custer, they're all trapped a lap down. Really don't know how this is all going to work, but we'll find out in a second. I'll show you. Here's some of the rundown here. I don't really understand, but I'm sure it'll sort itself out a little bit. But this may trap a lot of guys let down. Kurt Busch, Eric Almirola, Ricky Stenhouse, Eric Jones, Michael McDowell, Kyle Busch, Anthony Alfredo, JJ Haley, Kyler Larson, Joey Logano, Garrett Smithley, Chase Elliott, Cole Custer, Ross Chastain, and then everybody else is lap down. Matt DiBenedetto, Kevin Harvick, Alex Bowman, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr., Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, etc., etc., etc. And then Tyler Reddick, who was involved in that spin, and then Quinn Hoff, who did not even finish the lap.
Down there, Karen with Cottonelle. Down there, because your period's no time to hit pause. So keep your mojo with the cleaning ripples of Cottonelle toilet paper and flushable
Yeah, we're
wipes.
now under caution. We'll be coming. I think we're coming back from this commercial break here in a second.
Down there, Karen.
I cannot stand some of these commercial breaks. But hey, if we want to look around at my diecast collection here a little bit, it's not that big, but and I just dropped my Stenhouse car. This guy's like brand new. Don't want to bang him up or anything. I'm going to be doing a downhill racing series. Hopefully be able to start it this upcoming week.
earned his
Look
second
at this.
victory of the season.
Oh, here we are, giving us an IndyCar update.
Would suffer a mechanical issue on a restart with 2 laps to go. It's another disappointing finish for Newgarden, who had dominated the race. Below takes over the series points lead with that victory. 7-time.
Yeah, we got the Stenhouse car.
Jimmy Johnson.
Allmendinger car, going to be using that. But I'm going to use all of these in this upcoming series. Ryan Newman throwback car. Paul Menard throwback car. And the Chase Elliott Championship Series car. Don't worry, I've got like 2 more of them. One's here. So it's not like I'm banging one up. Got this Larson car, my first Larson car. I'm like just starting my collection, so like I don't have like an insane genre of any, or not genre, but and then here we got a Corey LaJoie 83 car here. This is a throwback. Oh wait, somebody just got a penalty. Who?
They'll have to start at the tail.
Somebody got. I was wondering if it's Larson because it looked like he had targeted.
Speeding on pit road, the 41-42. They'll have to start at the tail.
So Cole Custer and Ross Chastain were caught speeding just now.
Speeding on there. So that penalty will hurt them as we see.
And now here they come to pit road. This will help us figure out a bit more of who's in and who's out. Hopefully we'll find out in a minute. My favorite NASCAR driver, Kyle Larson. I'm not a bandwagon. It always has been. It always has been. When I was younger, when I first started watching NASCAR, I was just interested in like cool paint schemes. You know what I'm saying? It was just bright colors, and I just like the target car, the one and only Juan Pablo Montoya. Yeah, and so then I was like Larson was after that, and at that point when they kind of switched from Pablo to Larson, that was when I was finally kind of old enough to understand a lot of the statistics and watch the races and understand everything. And so from pretty much 2014 on, I followed NASCAR intensely and as well been a more intense Larson fan. Whew. But yeah, so far been a pretty fun day. Appreciate y'all been subscribing during these streams though. It means a lot. Especially because I kind of switched what I did on my YouTube channel. I used to do music reactions, now I do NASCAR. So probably I'd say more than 1,000, a couple hundred of them aren't even NASCAR people who are subscribed. So the ones who aren't NASCAR fans that are subscribers, I mean the ones that are NASCAR fans that are subscribers from the last couple of weeks are the ones that I really care about the most, you know, because I feel like those are ones that like I am more interested in as well because, you know, we like NASCAR and NASCAR is amazing. I went to my first race earlier this year, Dover. I live in upstate New York, so I don't have a ton of actual Cup Series race tracks near me other than Watkins Glen. But I never really wanted to go to Watkins Glen because like you can't see a lot of it. I actually may be going this summer though, but Dover, I may be going to one of the Pocono races this weekend, and Watkins Glen probably later this year. So I'll have to go to three races on my resume by the end of this year. Dover is honestly, this race may have not been super entertaining, but it was definitely a really cool facility and fun. Seeing miles is pretty sweet, but also just that being able to see all the cars like together, like, you know, being able to see the whole track all the time is a really nice benefit. Dude, I cannot stand these commercial breaks. They're so long. Oh yeah, wait though. I think we can get the. I think we're gonna get the lineup sorted out here. So now it's Kyle Busch, Larson Logano, Elliott, Kurt Busch, Almirola, Stenhouse, Eric Jones, Alfredo, Yaley, Smithley, McDowell, Haley, DiBenedetto, Harvick, Bowman, Bell, Truex, Buescher, Briscoe, Keselowski, Byron, Suarez, Wallace, Dillon, Chastain, and Custer. And then the first car lap down is Priest, Newman, Blaney, McLeod, Reddick, Davidson, LaJoie, Bilicki, Gase, Fincham, and Houff. Or we'll have down the race.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Toyota. and by Ally. Do it right. So we talk a tremendous amount about
But there is, so pretty much everybody's back around, but yeah, double NASCAR next week. I'm actually not going to be able to stream those races. Oh, am I even going to be able to stream the SRX race? I think I will be able to. That's going to be difficult. I'm going to be going out of town. I'm not really sure yet if I'm leaving Saturday night or Sunday morning or like Saturday morning or like how any of that's going to work. But hopefully it all works out. I do appreciate y'all who are watching though. Drop a like if you haven't already. And we'll get this sorted out here. And here we are. We're going to be coming to the green flag here in a second.
So a big name had that issue before the race started. Now he finds himself a lap down all the way back in 31st.
Kyle Busch and Larson, though, leading the field to green. And then Logano and Elliott. And here we go. Who's going to get a good restart this time? The outside lane's been really good all week. Man, Elliott gave a terrible push to Larson. Elliott was, like, non-existent there. Elliott didn't even, like, come to Busch. Terrible restart by the inline, by inside line. Man, it is crazy, though, because tons of lappers didn't pit yet. And so, like, now you've got Alfredo, Haley, Smithley, and, like, Yaley all in the top 15. All these guys on freshies got to try and go around them. Oh, this is going to make some crazy restarts here. There's some crazy action here. Justin and JJ Yaley into the top 10, man. What a – don't get to say that more anywhere other than, like, a super speedway. Kyle Larson, though, right now on the bumper. Kyle Busch. Oh, Kyle Larson gives the bumper to Kyle Busch and knocks him a bit out of the groove. And now Kyle Larson's going to be able to clear Kyle Busch. It's the Kyle and Kyle show today, that's for sure. Kyle Larson gives the boot to Kyle Busch in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Busch is not going to forget that. And now it is Logano in third and Elliott fourth, Kurt Busch fifth. Man, it's going to be so funny to see these guys still work their way through all these, like, you know, starting park cars essentially back in the field. Oh, and there, 3 wide back there. Oh my goodness, this is a mess. Oh, Chest. Oh, and now Blaney into the wall. Blaney is going to be done for the day. Bad. This is just a bad day for Blaney. I wonder how this happened. But now Ryan Blaney is going to be out of this race. He is lucky he got that win earlier in the year because this has not been. I don't think Blaney is having a really good, he's not having a great year this year so far. But Blaney is now out of this race. I know that's going to be a lot of fans.
We're only 55 laps in. I can't continue to state that enough, right?
You're welcome, Tyler. Don't have the race like I did for the SRX yesterday, but I mean, thing is, NASCAR, you know, does copyright type stuff, unlike the SRX. You know, they haven't done stuff like that yet. But here we have it. So it looks like very similar to Quinn Houff, actually. Quinn Houff and Ryan Blaney had similar incidents. Entering turn 1, had some sort of mechanical failure and immediately just darted straight to the wall. What a hit. Both of them really big hits.
Before the race started, had a terrible day. Had to pit to repair damage, but when he pulled,
It's going to be interesting to see if Ryan Blaney can wait, where is Ryan Blaney in the points right now? Because I know he got that win, but like just besides that, because I feel like if he didn't have that win, he'd be okay. He's actually in 8th in the points, so like he's not doing terrible. But definitely has not been, I feel like, as consistent last couple weeks here. I'm going to look at this. See where is
those are hard hits into that wall, and it's so good to see these drivers just get out.
I guess he has been running okay. He was 10th in the Sonoma race, 13th in the 600, 17th at Coda, 12th. I mean, he's only had 1 top 10 in the last 5 races, so no finishes outside the top 20, but like.
I'm picking up what's going on. I'm nervous, even if I ain't having any brake issues right yet. So, you know, one of your jobs as a crew chief is kind of
yeah. So far,
see what everybody
2 DNFs on the day, 3 of the crashes.
So what size brakes they had on it, so I'd have a little more confidence to tell my driver, Dale Jr., it's going to be okay.
Looks like a brake failure though was the problem for Blaney.
Here at Nashville Super Speedway, his day ends too soon.
I'm really nervous. I don't know what I should wear. Just wear something not too
Okay. And now we are back under commercial break. And so, yeah, we'll look through the running order, though, after that caution to see if anything changed up big time. The big switch for the lead between Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch. Now, Kyle Busch is probably going to have an opportunity to get to the bumper of that 5 car and maybe bump him like Larson did previously. But it's Larson, Kyle Busch, Logano, Elliott, Busch, Stenhouse, Almirola, Jones, Alfredo, McDowell, Bowman, Haley, Busher, DeBetto, Suarez, Briscoe, Yaley, Chastain, Bell, Byron, Truex, Smithley, Harvick. I think I misread that somewhere. DeBetto, Suarez, Yaley, Chastain, Bell, Byron, Truex, Smithley, Harvick, Kozlowski, Custer, Hamlin, Dillon, Wallace, and I believe Ryan Preece will be the free pass car. Being now 2 DNFs on the day, Quinn Houff and Ryan Blaney. It'll be interesting to see if anybody decides to come down pit road here, maybe try and do some strategy. But I gained about 15 subscribers in the last 2 days, which is pretty sweet, guys. So, I enjoy doing these streams. I enjoy doing the commentary. I may do it from some sports in the fall. Like, I live in Buffalo, New York, so I'm a Bills fan, and, the Bills are pretty dang good. So let's go Bills and maybe stream some Bills games. I don't know. That was pretty random, but if I could do it if I wanted to. Yeah, we already had 130 playbacks or so on the day, so I appreciate that, guys. I streamed the SRX last night, and nobody there was hardly any interest in it. But yeah, everybody who watched that stream almost watched the whole time. My average view duration was 10 minutes, but there's only 100 or about 200 viewers, whereas the one I did for Stafford had 700. Yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Are we going to get back to green here in a second? We are.
Slick. This F-150 Lightning is targeted to go 0 to 60 in the mid 4 seconds.
And it's powering this entire tailgate. This Mach-E 1400 is awesome. All these Ford electrics are awesome. But we got to get to the race.
Back at Nashville Super
The fact that they got that Mustang SUV, that's just weird, man. I ain't even against electric cars necessarily. It's just that electric Mustang. The fact that it's an SUV, though, just no. What are you doing here, bud? Don't call it a Mustang. It's just good.
Stenhouse, Almirola, Derek Jones, Anthony Alfredo, McDowell, Justin Haley in the 77. There's a whole group of cars right here that have cycled their way to the front. I'm not going to call it luck because you decide when you pit. They were fortunate they hadn't pitted before the yellow came out, but they decided to run a little longer, Jeff, right? And this was the benefit of running longer. They were fortunate. They caught a caution. Yeah, I think Kurt Busch.
But guys, should I try and buy some I don't know. I'm really obsessed with diecast all of a sudden, and should I get some 164s or should I get a couple 124s?
Rick, I know you're a Monster Jam fan. Your eyes do not deceive you. That, in fact, is the Grave Digger paint scheme made famous by Dennis Anderson. His son, Adam, that drives it now, is here this week.
Dude, I may get that. I got to get that Grave Digger diecast, though. That thing is sweet.
See the monster truck around town Grave Digger this weekend. It's such a legendary paint scheme. Such a fun group of people that have just motorsports running through their veins. The whole family involved with Grave.
I do kind of find it funny that they literally got graves for all the other cars, monster truck names on there, and I just I find it funny. I don't think you'd be allowed in NASCAR or any major sports series to put other drivers' names and put them on your car and be yeah, they're losers. I know it's different in Monster Jam, it's more comical for that purpose, but it's here we are. We're going to get in the green flag here, I believe, in about a lap or two. I think they're coming to the choose cone here in a second.
Check out which lanes everybody picks.
Here we are. So who's going to pick what lane? I think the top's been the most preferred. It's going to be Larson on the outside, Kyle Busch on the inside, Logano on the outside, Elliott inside, Kurt Busch outside, Stenhouse inside, Almirola outside, Jones inside, McDowell inside, Alfredo outside.
the top. That may pick the bottom. Lose spots, gain spots. Because it's really in your hands.
I do really like the choose coming ahead, though. I think it's definitely really interesting.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we
Interesting
talked
little X factor.
Look at this racetrack. I know it looks like most mile-and-a-half tracks. The front stretch here is longer than
the grandstands there, though, they look so funny. They stretch up so high in that one section versus everywhere else. And it looks so like funny. I don't know why.
They got these little spoilers on the back. They have to stand on the brakes.
So far, though, I have enjoyed this track. Like, I wouldn't mind if they came back to it so far.
I know this is gonna sound crazy,
And so from what I've seen in the highlights, the other races have been entertaining as well.
It's not a lot of banking, so it doesn't really slow the car down much. They don't have the big blade on the back. The drag's low, so there's nothing slowing the car down off throttle.
But here we are, coming to get the green flag with 28 to go in stage one. Larson and Kyle Busch are your front row. Larson on the outside, Busch on the inside, and here they come. Oh, pretty even restart there. But Chase Elliott with not a great restart on the inside, so we're not a great push to Kyle Busch. And Larson going to be able to get around the outside, but Busch hanging tough on the inside. Oh, but it looks like Busch is going to slip off the bottom a little bit, and Larson's now going to clear Busch. But will Busch give Larson the bumper like Larson did to Busch on the last restart? Oh, and they are three abreast now, looking at three different lanes here in the top three. Larson, Busch, Elliott. Now Larson going to be able to clear Busch by a decent margin now. Kurt Busch working on Logano for fifth. Oh, they get a little swirly back there, and they are three wide, deeper in the pack. Daniel Suarez making a dive and move to the inside back there. Well, that is some crazy stuff going on back there. Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Kurt Busch, your top five after a lap under green. Eric Jones up to eighth position. Larson, Elliott, Busch, and now they're battling side by side for seventh. Jones looking to make a move to the inside of Almirola. Suarez looking to make a move to the inside of Alfredo for 12th. Suarez has been having some great restarts here. He may be able to get some stage points even. Kyle Busch now. Looks like Kyle Busch got loose, and he's going to lose second place to Elliott. And now it looks like Stenhouse looking to make a move to the inside of Busch for third. So, yeah, it looks like Kyle Busch got some contact with somebody. Goodyear's been rubbed off that rear left tire. Stenhouse having a really good run today. If he can get third in the first stage, those are some pretty valuable points.
Backed up to this 47 is Stenhouse right behind him is Kurt Busch. Stenhouse's car looks so good.
Stenhouse going into this race was 82 points behind the cutoff, so definitely still in the chase. And I think anybody within 100 points still at this point has a shot, possibly, but you're going to need a lot of work. But if you get some top five runs, that'll definitely help you.
It's real in this 47 car.
Yeah, 47, though, is looking really strong. I'm actually kind of a bit of a Stenhouse fan nowadays. Kyle Busch really cannot – that car is not going in the right direction for Kyle Busch right now. He's losing a spot to Stenhouse and now about to lose a spot to his older brother Kurt for fifth. Kyle Busch may even slip out of the top 10 at this rate. That is not good. Oh, now he's looking to make a move back. Crossover now on his brother Kurt Busch. Is going to be able to stick. A really kind of a power move there.
See how Kyle can clearly, you see that car shaking, getting into the corner. Clearly, he's not driving the way he wants it to. He won't quit, though. He'll stay on.
Right now, Kyle Busch is really fighting that 18 car.
Running side by side here is allowing Joey Logano to close in on both these guys.
Kyle Busch able to go a little bit deeper on entry.
Kyle's car looks like it may be trying to rebound. On this racetrack, your car could be okay, but just be a little bit loose or a little bit tight.
Now, Larson, Elliott, Stenhouse, Busch, and Busch, your top five.
Now you're chasing the car. It's just
23 to go in the stage. Larson gapping it now over Elliott by about a second.
We also don't know how dirty the racetrack gets under caution. We run on concrete.
Suarez, the first car outside of the top 10. Bowman holding the last stage point.
Under caution, maybe he did not have the tires cleaned enough. All right, guys, we talked about the shape of the racetrack. Now take me on board. We're right along with Joey Logano. Wide open. All those green dots at the bottom. And see right here, this thing's going to light up 3 brake markers down into 1 and 2. I mean, that's really what it's all about, right? Brake usage in the middle of the fourth, 100%. And this end of the racetrack is completely different than 1 and 2. You have a little bit shorter of a straightaway. So right here, pass of Logano. But both ends of the racetrack are different, 1 and 2. As we get back on with Joey, goes down this front straightaway. You mentioned it, Steve. This straightaway is longer than Charlotte. But you drive into a corner that's more like Richmond, a 3/4-mile racetrack. You got to get it slowed down. Look at all the brake he's got to use. Trying to be precise. Keep that thing on the yellow line. That's what Joey's car wants
Okay,
right now.
bananas, we are back now. Larson, Elliott, Stenhouse, and Busch are top 5. Larson growing that lead about a second and a half over Elliott. Wonder if Stenhouse gaining a little bit on Elliott. I wonder if he'll be able to get a pass on Elliott for second. That'd be a really strong run now by the 47 car.
If they're all feeling some sort of brake issue or a little bit of fade in the pedal, some heat in the brakes, a lot of these guys are going to change their drive.
So 3 cars started out back today. Blaney, Truex, and Byron. Blaney's crashed out, and Truex is, I believe, the highest running car in 14th, and Byron is not even in the top 20. So been a really hard day for those guys. Bubba Wallace making a pass on Kevin Harvick for a spot outside of the top 20, I believe. Almirola having the best run of his year so far, been top 10 the whole race, and is currently in 6th, looking to make a move on the fading Kyle Busch.
Switch. He was one of the best cars here. Maybe it's a set of tires not agreeing with the car. Hey, Eric Almirola right now. You're seeing that. You're seeing he's loose.
Almirola really looking to make a move on the inside. Kyle Busch.
Use that air to move him out of the way. I will say, sometimes, guys, the 18 pitted what would have been under green, and as a crew chief, you make adjustments to help your car.
I do appreciate y'all watching, though.
But then instantly they caught the yellow, so now he's out here starting to traffic. Maybe they had air pressure set for green flag, and then maybe those kind of the two plans just crossed a little bit.
But man, Kyle Busch just had some sort of problem with his car. Was the fastest car on the track. Was able to pass Kyle Larson for the lead under green, or not under green, but was about to. And then we got a caution. Was able to pass him on pit road. And now all of a sudden it's like his car snapped since the restart, and he's lost almost back to 6th position. Kyle Busch nearly snagged the wall too there. Now we're going under commercial break with 15 to go in the stage. And we'll look at the official NASCAR website to keep us tuned in. Larson, Elliott, Stenhouse. Stenhouse may make a move to the inside Elliott here. It looks like he's gained some ground up on him. And then Busch, Almirola, Kyle Busch, Logano, Jones, DiBenedetto, and Bowman holds on to that last stage point, and Suarez first car on the outside looking in. He could get there. I think he's on fresher tires. He's only 2/10 back. And then speaking of guys who have not had great days, Quinn Houff, didn't expect much, but crashed on the first lap due to mechanical failure. Ryan Blaney had his brakes fail in turn 1 after starting out rear, and that was just a bad day for him. And anybody else not having a great day so far. Tyler Reddick spun exiting pit road under green flag pit stops. He's 2 laps down in 31st. Not a great day for them, especially considering they need all the points they can get. I believe, are they on the cutoff? Or are they right? I think the 8 car is right near that cutoff line. So this is actually a very important day. Tyler Reddick is one of the first cars on the bubble, only 60 points back. So today is going to be a big bubble day. So Tyler Reddick had a 67-point lead over the bubble, and he is going to finish outside of the top 25 most likely and not get any stage points. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch, Matty D, Stenhouse, all having really good days, and they're the first 3 cars below the cutoff line. Somebody who I did not count out at sneaking a win in at some point would be Eric Jones somehow, some way. I just think he's a really good dark horse for a win in somehow one of these races. And that would totally change the playoff picture. Do appreciate everybody who's watching. We're almost at 200 viewers on the day. Over 200 viewers now. Oh my goodness, can we get back from this commercial break? Please, NASCAR. I got to see. We're going to be coming back with about 10 to go in the stage. And it looks like we're under caution. I don't know what it is, but I'm just looking at the NASCAR website. We're under caution for something. This is going to change everything up. Looking to see if there's a report on it. If there's debris, somebody who's falling behind. Looking. Can we please get an update, NASCAR? What happened? Oh, and Chris Buescher into the wall. Chris Buescher is going to be in Justin Haley, 2 cars. Justin Haley's having a really good run this day as well. So it looks like Justin Haley and the 17 got in the wall. Wow. In the same turn, separate incidents, both the 77 and the 17 slapped the wall. Almost right after. That is weird, man. That is just weird. Justin Haley's probably going to be able to continue, most likely. Maybe not, but the 17 is definitely done for the day. Very similar accidents to the... All 4 crashes today have been very similar. All entering turn 1. Some sort of failure, tire or brake. That is not a good sign if we get more of those. Yeah, I wonder if they'll do anything about it if we get more and more cars just crashing into turn 1 wall.
It went back into the 17, but he definitely ran over something. He saw it and that popped the right front.
Yeah, Mark 63. That is a great point. I really wish this was a night race. Also, because that Harvick scheme would look so much better. So would that Bowman. All these paint schemes always just look better under the lights. I mean, but points as they run. Here, I'm going to pause it right here. Give you points as they run. Obviously, you got Larson, Truex, Bowman, Logano, Blaney, Busch, Elliott, Byron, Keselowski, Bell, McDowell, all locked in on points. Hamlin essentially locked in. Harvick essentially locked in. And then Dillon, Reddick, everything is clamped down closer and closer today because
interesting timing for this yellow so close to the end.
Because of the 2 guys on the bubble, Reddick and Buescher on the inside. Had 60-point leads, and now they're both under 30 points after both of them are probably going to have bad finishes today. And the guys having good runs on the outside looking in are also making a point on that. Kurt Busch, DeBedetto, and Stenhouse have all gotten their gaps down under 40 points after they originally started the race more than 60 points behind the cutoff.
Stage, it's a great opportunity for those guys in the back half of the lead lap to come right.
And then, yeah, as well, everybody, man, this is going to be a big race. This is going to really chomp down that. I believe it'll have 14th through 20th separated by only about 70 points, which would be really big. But this is going to be a really interesting restart here. And also be interesting to see if anybody comes down pit road, try and get tires, change strategy, things like that.
Track position being as important as it is, it's a great way for some of these guys who's had trouble. As many playoff points as Larson already has, you know, what's more important here? That to me that's where it's going to get interesting. And we'll see if the leaders do pit if anyone chooses to stay out and try to steal some stage points. Oh!
Oh, almost everybody pitting here. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. Really interesting here. Only about 5 cars are staying out.
Much as you can. They got a terrific run.
Elliott is the first of the cars to stay out, but it is not. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm trying to see how many laps are we at right now. We're going to get going with probably more than 5 to go, and we're going to have almost probably 7 cars at most stay out on old tires, so I would not be surprised if Larson can get all the way up there.
We saw last-minute decisions. Chase Elliott made one and decided to stay on the racetrack. Most importantly, didn't hit.
Let's see who's staying out off pit road. It looks like. It looks like 7 cars, 8 cars. I believe 7 cars are going to stay out here. And that is Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Eric Jones. Here, I'll just show you guys here. So cars that are going to be staying out here. You went to Daytona for the July race back in '97, lots before I was born. They used to run it during the day when it was 100 degrees. About died from the heat. It was so bad. That is terrible. That is pretty bad. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I was at the Dover race this past year for both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series race, and it wasn't that hot. It was only about like 80. It was upper 80s though, around 90, and it was hot though. I was so sunburned and dehydrated by the end of those days. But here we are, looking at the This is who stayed out: Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Ryan Preece, and then so 7 cars. And then on fresh tires: Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Bowman, Stenhouse, Almirola, Dibby, Truex, Hamlin, Bell, Harvick, etc., etc., etc. And the free pass. Oh, the big free pass here, though. I think the free pass was Tyler Reddick, so that's huge for his playoff point situation here. Because now he's back on the lead lap. And he had almost lost all of his playoff point lead. Not playoff point lead. His lead in the points over playoff bubble. That is, I cannot speak English today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. Appreciate y'all are watching. Drop a like if you haven't already. And hit that subscribe button for a diecast. Give what you see in the bottom corner. We got some diecast on display in front of you right now. But yeah, we're on a commercial break right now, and I assume right when we come back, we'll be getting the green flag. With approximately 5 to go in the stage, we've had 7 lead changes among 5 leaders. Can we get a... But here we are. Oh, honestly, I can't wait, though, for next year. Hopefully practice and qualify and return to every race, and that'll make the weekend so much better. It'll make the races better, too, I bet. Or I don't know, actually. Well, it probably won't make them as entertaining necessarily. Probably won't be as many dumb mistakes, type things like that. Missed setups. I still remember Martinsville last spring. Oh, my gosh. Like, almost more than half the field had terrible setups, and it just blew up. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Put in the chat who you want to win or who your favorite driver is, who you think is going to win as well, and things like that. Or if you're watching the race at home, or you're just watching this. Oh, here they're interviewing Ryan Blaney.
Exploded or what, you'll have that, and that's what it felt like, and then nothing. So, and I was already at a bad angle, so this is not a good day. It's a shame to kind of start the day having to come down pit road and fix something, and just not a long day, a short day. But sorry, everyone at Menards and Ford, that really stinks in 12 group, but come back, Pocono for double header.
We had so many unknowns coming back to
this
racetrack.
I don't know if you can hear the interview or not, really.
The track itself and the type of racing it produced out there.
Yeah, it was tough. It was real slick. I don't think anyone really expected it.
But we'll be coming back to get the green here in a second. For 6 to go, sprint to the finish here, 5 to go.
We were working on. I think everyone was working on trying to get turn in their cars in practice, and then 5 racing, everyone's really loose. I know we were, and I was pretty tight in practice, so I was shocked kind of changed that much. But I see a couple people. I don't know if they have flat right fronts or brakes failing. Hopefully. That doesn't happen to many other guys, but just definitely a tough place. But nice to be back here. It's just a shame our day ended early.
Thank you, Ryan.
We've seen speeds of 170, 180.
So I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear the broadcast at all or not really? Let me know in the chat if you're.
There. So he had no brakes. Once you felt it felt like rotor.
Well, they'll be coming to get the choose cone with 6 to go. So we're going to restart with 5 to go here. Dude, they're probably trying to run down as many laps. They're going to restart with 4 to go. They're trying to run down as many laps as possible. I'm literally guaranteeing you to let their boy Chase Elliott try and get the best shot at getting the stage win.
This is Kyle Busch's right front after he came off. You can see
I'm not even like that's literally probably why they're doing this. That sounds like super biased, but like there's no reason why they couldn't have already gotten it restarted here.
Those cars in the back in traffic, you're having to use a ton at this race.
Like they're literally just tossing in these interviews to kind of take up time and make it feel like they're not purely just wasting time.
Let the car roll, but when you get in the races, especially in traffic, you use so much more. And I think that has caught so many teams off guard right now that are not running a big enough brake package, or the driver's using too much brake.
So here, they'll come back with 5 to go. It does look like so.
Time the car comes down pit road right here, the 11 to Debbie Hamlin tire comes off, brake dust comes out. Look at this car, the 24. brake dust comes out. Not so much on the 24. Compare that to this 12. I mean, a huge plume of black brake dust comes out of the wheel. We know the 12 was running, he said, soft, which tells me the brakes got very hot. So we're going to have to keep an eye on.
So we come into the green with 5 to go. And it's Elliott and Kurt Busch on the front row. Elliott on the outside, Busch on the inside. And then Suarez on the outside. And I believe that is the 43 of Jones on the inside. And the first car on fresh tires is Kyle Larson, the fourth car on the outside. This is going to be a pretty crazy restart here.
5 laps to go.
5 to go. Here they come. Elliott and Busch, Suarez and Jones. Larson, the first car on fresh tires, in eighth. You want to be patient, but like not too patient. Oh, Elliott's not going to clear Kurt Busch just yet. They're still side by side. A big gap move behind them to third. Man, a pretty big log jam back behind everybody. Elliott running the preferred line. And it looks like he's may finally clear him. Oh, Larson, it looks like, gets into the rear of Kozlowski. And now they're 3 wide down the front straightaway for fifth. Man, this is Mickey Mouse Chase Elliott here. They literally trying to give him as much. It's so dumb. But anyways, Larson trying to move on Jones here for fourth place. Will he have enough time to get back up all the way up to the lead? I don't know. Track position is so key here.
If you're going to stay out near Cliff Daniels on this stop at the end of the stage, do you want your driver pushing hard for the stage win like this, or taking it easy on the tires?
Oh, run hard. I don't think you can slow down enough to save tire life. You could if you're at the back.
Larson trying to make a move around outside of Suarez for third. And now he's going to cross him over. Oh, it is a log jam back there.
Looking for some real estate. He's going to go 3 wide into turn 3. We're coming to 2 to go to end this stage.
Oh, Kyle Busch made a diving move, but I don't know if it's going to be able to stick. Larson able to get around the outside.
Easily going by Suarez for third. But on the bottom of the screen, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., all these guys trying to get some valuable points here to end it.
Whoa! Jones really up the track, almost takes out him and Logano. That's going to cost them both some spots. Everybody is moving around nonstop. Points here, points there. Elliott is going. Oh, we're coming to the white flag though in stage 1. Elliott, Busch, Larson, Suarez.
Almost as important as that playoff point is the valuable information of how his car drives out in front. It's some clean air. Dale, so
ooh, man. Stenhouse looking to make a move 3 wide. Looks like it backs out, though. Elliott's going to probably get the stage win here over Kurt Busch. Valuable points, though, to Kurt Busch here. Really going to help him close in on the playoff bubble. Elliott, Busch, Larson, Suarez, Kyle Busch.
Thing, in my opinion, was Kurt Busch. He came into this race 63 points behind Chris
Key
Buescher.
points for Dillon and Stenhouse.
So just got
Picking up only a couple, but a couple here, a couple there.
Chase Elliott able to get to victory lane at Coda 3 races ago. Now he wins this stage. Another playoff point.
Ends Kyle Larson's streak of getting stage wins. Definitely, probably a little sus, but whatever. Appreciate y'all who are just watching with me, though. Sorry if I'm sound like a terribly Elliott hater. It's just I don't know, man. But yeah, you guys see it. Hit the sub button for a diecast giveaway. You can't really see it, but there's a whole pile here. You got some more behind there. I can't really see it, but that. Some down there. Some back there. Well, yeah, and definitely more on the way. So, if you guys know NASCAR for Life is going to be doing a downhill racing series similar to his, hopefully, starting up this week. Got some more NASCAR Authentics. Got Jeff Gordon, 24, from the iRacing series, and then that Chris Buescher Authentic.
Now, back to the show.
And here's a couple of the NASCAR Authentics that couple cards, I guess. Jamie McMurray, 40. Byron throwback, and Jimmy Johnson camo. These are a bit older, but still pretty cool. And then, oh, I just knocked my stuff over. No. But right now we're under commercial break, so that's why I'm not commentating. Drop a like if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Appreciate for watching. 250 viewers on the day.
Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic helped me get my type 2 diabetes home. Ask your healthcare provider how it can help you get yours.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
I'm Dylan Hart Jr. I'm about to continue a journey.
And then we got some more. Also, put down in the chat which one of these you like the most, if you see one that you like. Got this here, you can try and squeeze it out of the puzzle. Got wait, is this going to balance? No, it's not, but Trump 2020 car, that's a pretty unique one. That's not the LaJoy one either, that's why it's a bit more unique, I'd say. Also, trivia, if anybody can tell me who drove this car, I will give them a diecast for free. Okay, that's an overstatement, but I got this diecast for a gift from somebody, and for free, and I have no idea. There was no name on the box. It's a Petty car, drove for Richard Petty Motorsports. You know, I could probably figure out if I wanted to, but I've never seen this paint scheme before in any photo, anything, anywhere. An old race clip. I have no idea who drove this car or anybody about it. I looked up Shaler's oil and stuff like that. I have no clue, but just a little trivia fact. Appreciate it though if you're watching. Under green flag, not green, yeah, pit stops after the end of stage 1. But not the whole field pitting, only the guys who stayed out to get this stage. Chase Elliott collected the stage 1 dub. But yeah. Also, if we want to start a controversial chat, what's your opinion on Bubba Wallace? No, got the one and only Jeremy Mayfield, the 164th. It's got like the hood that pops open and stuff. That's pretty cool, pretty unique. What else do we got next? I got a Kenny Irwin Jr. 124th bank. Got Terry Labonte, Kellogg's car. This is honestly a sweet paint scheme. I'm definitely getting a 124th of this car someday. Got the Dale Earnhardt ones back here, like anybody else. I got Kodak car. I got like a whole set. Actually, I got this. I got the Bubba Wallace Air Force hauler, but like also the Bubba Wallace. I got the Bubba Wallace Air Force hauler, Bubba Wallace Air Force 164th, and I also got the Bubba Wallace 187th package here. And I'm not even a Bubba Wallace fan, really. I just saw them all and I grabbed them. And I may even auction them off on eBay or something. So.
Start your road trip at Midas.com. That moment, you realize everyone pays kids price at Christian Park. Purchase tickets by June 30th. It's safe on Coaster Grills, family fun, and the entire water park.
Well, yeah, currently under commercial break. Dude, it is hot up in here. I'm not even near the track, but it is hot.
All around the windows, we would only hold on to lower kids into the sun. We need someone to lean on. Lower kids into the sun.
But yeah, now after the guys pit cycles, kind of cycled through here now. Start stage 2. It's going to be Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Stenhouse, Logano, Dibby, Hamlin, Bell. Here, I'll just share the screen here. So yeah, you can see that there, and then Bell, Chastain, Harvick, Amarillo will round out your top 10. Byron, Custer, Briscoe, Wallace, McDowell, Reddick, Bowman, and then Elliott, the first car, theoretically on fresh tires, will restart 18th here. So track position has not been easy to gain, so going to be interesting to see how that works out for him.
Sight it is to see all the fans back here. You've got to be loving it.
And only, I believe, 4 cars are out in this race. Alf, Blaney, Busher, and Haley. Haley kind of sucks. He was having a really solid day, actually.
Hey, that's right. Played at the University of Tennessee. I know we got a lot of volunteers here. But, of course, Offensive Rookie of the Year, plays for the Saints. This guy's so much fun and also a NASCAR fan himself. Plus, he sponsored some races with his company, The Big Squeezy. He is here. Alvin, thanks for being here, man. So excited to have you out. I know you've got a new role with NASCAR. Tell everybody what that is.
So finally excited to be, taking my relationship with NASCAR to the next level of officially employed, growth, and engagement advisor. So, I mean, definitely.
Alvin Kamara, the newest NASCAR employee. They're doing a little special on Alvin Kamara. I don't know if you know this or not, but Alvin Kamara is at the track this weekend and is the newest NASCAR employee. In quotations, he's something to do with their Drive for Diversity program. Really cool, really cool actually.
I think NASCAR has a lot of ideas, and it'll be fun to get it going.
It's cool. Favorite part about being at the track for you?
Man, being down on the track when the engine starts, it's nothing like it. I mean, it's so loud, and every time they ask me if I want earplugs, I say no.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, man. Big fan right here.
I totally agree with that statement there, though. Said favorite part about being at the track is just being out here and they start that engines and it's just so loud. It's like he's like, I never want to wear earplugs. That's bad. That's the big point. That's why I love going at that Dover race. It was so loud hearing those cars. It's just amazing.
That's Junior. I would say you can promise.
We're going to get in the green here in a second.
He's got some damage. The rotor's been coming apart. Nothing worse than that, but apparently it's gouged that roof pretty good. I don't know.
Wow, speaking of
this car, Bubba Wallace, really, really lucky.
I don't know what, but Bubba Wallace had some sort of debris hit the roof of this car, kind of like that Logano flip, but a big dent in the roof of that car, like a big dent. That is weird. I've never seen that before. But here they are, coming to the green. Lap 97 of 300. Larson and Busch, the Kyle and Kyle show. Great restart by the outside. Logano, great push to Larson. Stenhouse, not a great restart. So Busch is really hung out to dry there. Larson looks like going to clear Busch. Logano then, Logano's not able to clear Busch. Logano has a big check up in the corner. Going to allow the top two to get away here a bit. Is Larson, Busch. And then 3 wide for third. Stenhouse, Logano, and Hamlin. Oh, man, they're really battling here. Looks like Stenhouse trying to make a move to the inside of Logano. Hamlin deciding who he's going to go with. Looks like Hamlin's going to go to the outside with Logano, but Stenhouse still going to clear Logano. Stenhouse having a really, really strong car today. Up to third place. Now it looks like Hamlin trying to make a move to the inside of Logano. Logano falling back here on this restart. From third to fifth, it looks like. And then Dibby looking to also maybe fall through and get another pass on Logano. Logano just dropping like a rock here. He's going to go from third to sixth possibly. He just has lost momentum, and now it's struggling to get it back. But it looks like Logano's finally going to prevail on the outside and stop his fall backwards. Or I don't know. Oh, man, this is a really good battle between Dibby. Oh, and now they switch back to the pack. And they are 2x2 back there.
The nerves, a little bit of anxiety here, having to go to the back. Probably not happy.
Yeah, Truex is having a really bad day today, actually. He has been outside the top 20 the majority of the day, I'd say. And he's outside the top 20 right now. Definitely not one of those where I think Truex is going to be really happy after this race.
They want you to enter pit road in the outside lane, and he did not do that. This is one of those fouls,
So Truex got another penalty. Oh, and speaking of somebody on the move, Stenhouse makes a move to the inside of Kyle Busch, man. Stenhouse is having a good career day here at a non-super speedway. Stenhouse up to second place. Appreciate it if you're watching. Drop a like if you have not already.
He is definitely to the left of that entering pit road. That's where NASCAR sees the issue.
Man, Stenhouse all the way up to second. Goodness gracious.
When you're on there by yourself, I guess traffic is what NASCAR is concerned about.
Okay, you know Mark Truex Jr. is having a bad day when he's getting passed by the 51 of J.J. Alley under green. That car is not working for him. He's running 27th.
You heard him say he's by himself. And I can see his point. He's like, I understand I got to be in the outside lane, but I'm here by myself. NASCAR's taking the opinion that we're not going to decide why you're not in the outside lane. We're going to enforce it that way. They decide, but they make it ruling like that.
But man, now Kyle Busch is going to lose a spot to Hamlin. Hamlin has been nowhere so far this race. Now he's all of a sudden up into the top 5. Making a move on Kyle Busch for third. Inside of turns 1 and 2. Is he going to get the stick? Kyle Busch is going to get that run off the top line. Is he going to clear him? Yes, he is. Denny Hamlin up to third. Kyle Busch has dropped from second to fourth in the last 2 laps or so. Meanwhile, Larson's built that lead up to 2 seconds. Man, he is running away right now. Similar to how he did in stage 1, though, and then he lost it all to Kyle Busch later, so you really never know. But meanwhile, really solid day still for Stuart Haas. All 4 cars in the top 15. Always good to see those guys making a move in the right direction after the horrendous season they've had up to this point. Appreciate you guys watching. Drop a like if you have not already, and hit that subscribe button for a diecast giveaways. You see some of the diecast laid out before you. Man, Kyle Busch is dropping once again. Really odd to see. He was so strong in stage 1. Now he may just not have a good car until once you're over 20 laps into the run. But now Logano knocking on the bumper of Kyle Busch. They even fall back to 5th. Yeah, you can see it off the exit. He's swirly. He is not able to just get a clear exit.
Marker 1, a performance from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and JTG Doherty racing up in the second spot.
Yeah, look at in that ugly Stenhouse paint scheme where they just have the back half like a totally different thing. Remember that terrible throwback they had? Hey, I am a low-key Stenhouse fan. I'm more so just excited to. I wouldn't say I'm a Stenhouse fan as much as I just like to see him do well. I feel like he's hated so much, but I feel like you can't let one race define your career too much. But looking at the playoff bubble right now, Buescher, after wrecking out today and Reddick having problems, they both lost more than 20 points to the bubble. And now Dibby up to only -25, Stenhouse up to -35, Busch up to -35 as well, and then Chastain -50. But all those guys were over race gaps away in points entering this race, and now they're all under. So that's big. Kyle Busch's radio, they just played a clip. I'm tight, I'm loose. F this. Hey guys, we got 300 viewers on the day. I appreciate you guys watching. It's fun to do this. So.
Just haven't been able to keep up with the racetrack. But talking about keeping up the racetrack,
Logano now looking to make a move to the inside of Busch. I think he's finally going to get it to stick.
The bottom of the racetrack.
We are 25 laps into stage 2. We got 75 more to go. So still a lot more racing to do.
I think that makes it difficult to know what you want your car to do.
Been a pretty entertaining race so far. Have had, I believe, 4 cautions. And just some really interesting restarts, especially the second restart of the day when Kyle Larson made a 3-wide pass in the middle for the lead, splitting Kyle Busch and Almirola. Larson's definitely been the fastest and most dominant car of the day, even though he did not collect the stage 1 win, because of a late stage 1 caution, him only being able to work his way up to third after a restart without 5 to go and restarting in 8th or 9th. See, now you can actually gain track position pretty well on these restarts, except getting into the top 5 is really difficult. The top 2 or 3, 4 or so tend to get a really good launch on the rest of the field. I don't know what it is, but they just check out on the field on these restarts, and then everybody else can pass. But the thing is once you get up to 5th or wherever that gap emerges, you can't just mow down that second gap in a lap. You know what I'm saying? So if you stay out on old tires on a caution and you get more than 6 or so cars to do it with you, you're set as long as there's as long as there's at least, I mean, no more than about 5 to go, no more than 10 to go.
I saw this yesterday in the Xfinity race.
But right now, we got 2 Stewart Haas cars in the top 10, 4 in the top 15, so solid for them.
As they started to get their cars to turn better, started making adjustments. Late in the run, as the tires get
But yeah, some people having a really rough day. Truex Jr. spent the whole race outside the top 20.
running the middle. Kyle Busch is trying to find
Larson, though, growing that lead almost to 3 seconds over Stenhouse. Stenhouse having a great day up in second. We're going to be talking about him a lot today. I would not mind seeing that 47 car get into the playoffs on points. Like, I don't know. I like him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's an interesting personality. I think he gets hated too much. Don't dislike it, my stream for that, please. Also, drop a like if you haven't already and hit that subscribe button for a diecast giveaway.
And with the #1 power toothbrush brand recommended by dental professionals, Philips Sonicare makes it easy for you to always get brushing right.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching the stream today. You know, I enjoyed doing this.
Together,
And I don't know how I'm going to be able to do the streams next week for the SRX and the Cup Series with a doubleheader. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do both races. I'm going to be traveling next weekend. I may even be at the Pocono race. I'm going to be driving through that area. So I may or may not try and snag tickets this weekend if I can convince my dad to go with me and go and be at least one of those races. But I don't know. I'm definitely going to miss at least one of the races this weekend, if not both, if not and maybe the SRX too. But it all depends, man. I have no idea. It's not in my control to my parents. We don't hit that subscribe button though for just more NASCAR content and diecast giveaway here coming up on the channel soon. I probably will do it in the first week of July because then I'll be back from my vacation, and I'm also probably going to try and grab a bunch of diecasts at Pocono if I go.
Welcome back, America.
If you want to put in the chat who your pick is to win, go right ahead. You can see on my shirt, it's kind of blocked up by the diecast, but Larson fan, and I have been one since day one. I'm not a bandwagon.
5 Hour Energy, the official sponsor of Getting Stuff Done.
And my hair is a mess. It's so hot in my attic right now. I'm sweating like crazy, so probably gonna actually go grab water here in a second during the next caution. Next caution or so.
We're up against us, brother. Just another level.
But under commercial break currently, Larson is in the lead over Stenhouse, Hamlin, Chat. Oh wait, I don't even know. So it looks like Chastain is also having a really solid day up in the top 5. I'm kind of looking at the NASCAR website because I can't look at it's during commercial break on the TV. So Chastain moved up a couple spots. I don't know how. I wonder if somebody got loose or something. Have 8 lead changes between 5 leaders though so far today. And now we are back.
The NASCAR Cup Series Ally 400 from Nashville Super Speedway. NASCAR Drive, that's your live race day companion. Go on board with high-definition in-car cameras or select alternate camera angles to see more action. Visit NASCAR.com/drive, or you can download the NASCAR mobile app today. So many great shots, onboard cameras. Riding along here.
But now Larson, Stenhouse, Hamlin, Chastain, Logano, Busch, Harvick, Bell, Almirola, Custer, your top 10.
Really so impressive for Trackhouse Racing. We want to thank them for giving us this shot, Daniel Suarez. But so impressive, the idea that Justin Marks right now and Pitbull have of bringing their team, the NASCAR team, right onto Broadway. They want to have this shot right on Broadway where fans could walk through, check it out, have a bar.
Oh, that would be sweet. That would actually be amazing. I think they'd get so much traffic. That would not be a terrible idea at all. I don't know if you guys heard what they just said there. And if you want to comment on it in the chat, that'd be really interesting. But Justin, the Trackhouse team is looking to, I believe, open up their shop, or at least maybe a second location, or at least some sort of location on the main Broadway street of Nashville, and have it somewhat open to fans to come through at least a little bit. That would be so sweet. Like, especially if they have their cars have such cool paint schemes too. Everybody would be like, oh, those look so cool. That would be huge. They get an insane amount of traffic. It just depends if you want to maybe put your team through, because they probably have to definitely create a separate section of where they work on the car from where people can look at stuff, because they'd just be so distracting. And the opportunity of maybe getting vandalized, the really strict security, it's going to be pretty difficult to pull off, but definitely would be a really cool idea. And I think they'd get tons of So I don't think Larson has the best long-run car, though. In stage 1, it was Kyle Busch who was slowly chewing into his lead. This time looks like Stenhouse is chewing into his lead. So, not by a lot, but definitely is.
You know what? After the end of Phoenix race, we're never going to use the same car again. We've got to build all the new cars for our new stock next year. Yeah, all of these team managers and people that, play that chess game, it is a battle. If you're Kyle Larson and continuing to build new cars and winning all these races, that's the guy you're chasing. So at what point do you put next year's development on hold, work on this year? I mean, look at the last 4 races. The stat there that is outstanding, it blows my mind, is 89% of the laps late. I mean, that just is unbelievable that they can be that dominant.
What a journey Larson has been on. Kyle Larson was suspended last year for using a racial slur during an online event last spring. He lost his ride.
Sorry, guys, you want to keep commentating? Sorry. I get lost in the broadcast sometime.
That program, he was given a second chance by NASCAR and was hired by Rick Hendrick for this season. And what a hire that was for Rick.
Well, I mean, his performance this year is unbelievable. He won $1 million at the All-Star race. Goes to Ohio, jumps in the sprint car, wins that race, wins again on Wednesday, comes back here. He's leading here. Everything he gets in, it's fast. Jeff, you mentioned it, right?
I think one reason Kyle Larson is so good is because he competes so much. Not just doing the dirt racing, but because he just does it during the week so often. Like, he races like 5 races. Like, he'll race in like 3 or 4 races during the week. Keeping that competitiveness all the time is, I mean, that's big.
Wins in those 2. He's winning in everything he's sitting in right now. You're watching his 21 car, Matty D. He's got a problem.
Matty D slow on the track. That's big.
Yeah, anything I can try here. He's motor running. Tell me what you got. Yeah, just sounds like it's down a cylinder.
And it looks like the 21 may have lost a cylinder. That is really tough news for that car. They're having a solid top 10, top 15 day.
And we talked about this being an opportunity for him. Chris Buescher had problems.
A lot of guys having trouble today near the cutoff line. Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, now Dibby. Also some guys having really good days. Stenhouse, Chastain, both in the top 5.
Tyler Reddick going by on the outside. That's 18.
And also somebody on the bubble. Austin Dillon, not like, he's not having a terrible day, but not scored any points and is currently running 19th. So not what you want. Big thing is the Stewart-Haas cars have really shown up this weekend. 3 cars in the top 10 and all 4 in the top 16. So right now Larson is rolling. He's going 3/10 of a mile per hour faster on the lap average than anybody else. He's almost going a whole mile per hour faster than like half the field. That car is built different.
Eric in that role of battling for one of those playoff positions, and he has had just an awful season this year. But
if you guys want to let me know in the chat if you can hear the commentary of the actual broadcast.
Turn things around, and so far so good today.
Venues for country music all time. Grand Ole Opry.
Do we really need a sign to live, laugh, and love?
Yes.
The answer is no.
I can help homeowners not become their parents.
So now we're back under commercial break, and we're going to look at the NASCAR app as our NASCAR, not NASCAR app, not the NASCAR app, the NASCAR website to get our insight here. But yeah, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is slowly eating into that lead. Larson has. Not by much, and it's still over 2 seconds, so not nothing he can really do, but it may even just be that Larson's got to negotiate this lap traffic, which is going to be a big factor. And there is a caution. I don't know what it is, but there's a caution. So well, this is the second time now we're going to have cautions during commercial break. I don't know what it is. It just shows caution flag on the NASCAR website we're at. So we'll find out as soon as we come back from this commercial break. And I'll try to get you guys in the loop on that as soon as possible. Well, that was a weird voice. Okay, I think we'll be coming back to the actual broadcast here in a second. There is a caution for something, but I don't know what it is because we're under commercial break. Or here, wait. Okay, now come to me. Tell me what's going on. What's going on with the race? Come on, broadcast.
Races and not been able to finish early, I think, where the speed potential is for this team just yet.
And Bubba Wallace is the caution. Bubba Wallace has wrecked in turns 1 and 2. All the crashes so far this race have been in turns 1 and 2.
Parker
doesn't actually have any damage. Just spun it around, but that's not. This car, it's not what they wanted to happen, obviously.
We actually got some information. We saw the 77 and the 17 wreck at the same time. We thought that was a rotor issue.
And here now they come down pit road. Larson, Stenhouse, Hamlin.
Same corner ran over a piece of debris. So this looks like the third one, maybe for cut tire.
Good stops happening now. Logano first in his stall. Parker.
Let's see if Larson loses another spot on pit road. We lost one to Kyle Busch earlier, so interesting. Now they're on the pit road for this caution. Bubba Wallace in turn 1 and 2. So far, don't see any problems for anybody. Hamlin with a 12.5 pit stop. Stenhouse with a 13.2, but Larson with an 11.7. Stenhouse going to lose multiple spots. Not surprised. Don't have as good competitive as a pit. Stenhouse only loses 2. Could have lost more. Oh, but somebody loses a tire. Chastain also lost 3, and Kyle Busch up 3. But somebody lost a tire. Whose is that?
And unfortunate here, a wheel loose and off into the grass.
I believe that may have been off Eric Jones's car, but somebody lost a tire on pit road.
Like a classic Italian BMT on freshly baked bread.
But now we are back under caution. This is going to actually end up probably being splits the stage in half, and we'll probably run this set of tires to the end unless we get another caution.
Thank you.
Choose better, be better. And now buy one sub, get 150% off in the app.
Subway, eat fresh.
You don't become the official partner of MLB and NASCAR if you aren't the strongest and the fastest.
But how are you guys all doing today? Happy Father's Day to anybody out there who is a father. I'm not. As you guys tell, I don't know if anybody has any idea how old I am. If they want to take a guess. I'm not going to tell you, but.
Welcome back, America. It sure is good to see you. The Open Championship has stood the test of time. Once again, Americans will begin their day watching live at the best in the world.
So, hopefully we'll be coming back today here in a second. Did anybody stay out there, though, actually? That's my new question. No, nobody did. So now it's going to restart, and it's going to be Larson, the 2 Toyotas of Hamlin and Busch, Stenhouse, Logano, Harvick, Chastain, Almirola, Bell, Byron, Elliott, Briscoe, Busch, Custer, Reddick, Swartz, Bowman, Newman, Jones, Keselowski, Freese, Alfredo, McDowell, Dillon, Truex, and Dibby, Smithley. Oh, and Dibby is essentially on the race, though. I believe he is down a cylinder. So now that is another car. We're essentially 5 DNFs or 5 truly non-competitive cars. If we really wanted to say non-competitive cars, we could probably say there's about 10 non-competitive cars. But I'm not going to discriminate against the Rickler racing cars today, at least not yet. And they haven't done anything that dumb.
I can see your excitement.
I gotta get some beer. It's the worst dinner experience I've ever had. NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of NASCAR. Visit GoCredit1.com. And by Ram Trucks, the only truck brand to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years in a row. Back at Nashville Super Speedway and some issues on pit road, we saw the tire come out. That was Christopher Bell, so he receives that pit road penalty. And the hit
Oh, it's Christopher Bell's tire.
Jr. He was speeding on entry to pit road. Some issues on pit road, we saw the tire come out. That was Christopher Bell, so he receives that pit road penalty. And the hits keep coming from Martin Truex Jr.
And Martin Truex Jr. gets caught speeding. This has got to be the worst race for Truex I've ever seen. He's been outside the top 20 all day and now has, I believe, 2 or 3 penalties.
Well, he fixed that one problem. Too low.
That is just, oh, that is crazy. Christian Glass, who's winning? Right now it is Kyle and Kyle's show up front. Well, Larson's been the dominant car, and some other guys who've been showing their names near the front as other contenders have been Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. had a really good day, been in the top 5 almost the entire race. Chastain also been in the top 10 most of the race, and pretty solid day for the Stewart House cars. I believe all 4 of their cars are still in the top 15, so it's a solid day for them.
But it's one of them races that survival just comes to mind, Jeff. I know it's not a popular word, but a lot of guys are having issues, so just gotta stick around.
Well, some of the frustration from Martin Truex Jr. is how they're running.
Yeah.
I mean, we have not talked about them today. We're accustomed to seeing them up front this year, but over the last month, they haven't shown it. And again today, just not the speed we expect to see from those guys.
And it stings when 2 of your teammates are 2nd and 3rd. It's not like the whole organization's back there with you. So
yeah, it's so frustrating. When you expect to run in the front and you can't, it just eats at you.
Kyle and Kyle battle once again.
And here we are going to come to the restart here to end the stage. Kyle and Kyle show. It's not actually really to end the stage. There's still like 50 to go on the stage, but 45 to go actually. Here we come. Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch. Kyle Larson outside, Hamlin pushing him. Kyle Larson the inside, Stenhouse pushing him. Let's see who gets the best restart here. Outside's been good all day, but Busch with a good initial launch, but it looks like Hamlin's going to be there to give the push to Larson. I don't know, really even push here. Larson may be able to get the run off the top, though. Oh, Hamlin's really interested. Hamlin really thought about maybe trying to take it 3 wide, but wisely back down. But they're still side by side for the lead, Larson and Busch. Busch trying to get by on the inside, but the Larson on the outside just has momentum, and Busch gets loose there and loses some ground, gets out of the gas, and falls back in line to 2nd place. But now Stenhouse battling Hamlin on the inside, and they are 3 wide behind him for 10th. Byron making a move, a 2 for 1, one might say. Byron up to, I believe, 7th behind that Monster Jam car. Kevin Harvick. Stenhouse looking to make a move to the inside of Hamlin for 3rd, still fighting. 2 laps after the restart, still going at it. Looks like Stenhouse has got the fastest car, and he is going to clear him for 3rd place. Now Logano looking to make a move to the inside of Hamlin, but Hamlin blocks all the way down the track, but Logano has the run. Logano's going to dive it down in there in turns 1. Is he going to be able to get the run off? They're going to probably battle this one out for the rest of the lap. And they're just battling behind him. Be interesting to see if we get how many more cautions we get before the end of the stage. As we've gotten a couple. Elliott right now has got Elliott is past Chastain for that last spot. Whoa! Stenhouse got all the way onto the bumper of Kyle Busch exiting turn 4. Man, that was as close as it gets. I thought he was about to dump him. Oh, that was not safe. Have you been to NASCAR race yards at Dover earlier this year, and I may be going to Pocono this week? But yeah, whoa, that was as close as it gets. Nets Busch really loose off turn 2. Now Logano still working on Hamlin for 4th. Man, Stenhouse just pounded that air, though, onto the quarter panel at 18.
Stenhouse Jr.'s car is doing what he needs to do. He's taking advantage of it.
Logano on the inside. Dan, Logano cannot get around Hamlin. The outside lane just has such a good momentum roll. It's so hard to get a pass. But Logano has got the faster car. It's really hard to make a pass on the inside, but you can if you're fast enough.
They're going to have big problems. This is this kind of racetrack, Marty.
But Larson, Stenhouse, Busch, Hamlin, Logano, Harvick, Byron, Almirola, Elliott, Chastain, your top 10. Custer and Suarez the first round outside looking in. Oh, man, Harvick is all over the bumper of Logano now. Gives him a little shunt into turn 1 and 2. And they are, like, all trained up here from 4th all the way back. They're all in a line here. Now Harvick looking to make a move to the inside of Logano. He's on his left rear quarter panel, side drafting him. Oh, now he's going to send it in there in that Gravedigger car, trying to make a pass for 5th. Oh, is he going to be able to get around him? Oh, is he going to? I don't think he does not got him. Now Byron's watching this behind. Is he going to maybe try and make it 3 wide if they keep battling? He's definitely got the momentum push now. The things. Oh, Byron getting really loose on the inside there, allowing out. Harvick goes by Logano for 5th, and now Almirola, after Byron gets really loose off the exit of turn 2, Almirola is going to try and go by Byron, which he does. Byron had a big moment there in the middle of turns 1 and 2, got really loose. Now Chastain has gotten back by Elliott for 10th, or for 9th. But now if we look at the cutoff, Buescher 30 points over the one of Kurt Busch, and then Stenhouse. So Buescher and Stenhouse and Busch are separated by only 30 points, and then Reddick has about a 30-point gap to the good, and then Dibby and Chastain have about a 20-point to the negative. So it's closed down by about 15 points. Hey, Lightning McDunn. Drop a like if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody watching. We're almost at 400 viewers on the day. Almirola looking to get the inside quarter panel to 22 now. That car has looked as good as it's been all year. Best weekend so far for that 10 car.
As he gets around the 22, luckily you race each and every week, so you just kind of put it behind you and move on to the next one. He said, I've told my guys, I don't care if they get ticked off about our performance as long as they're still in there working.
And now it's Almirola up to, I believe, 6th position after getting around Logano. Larson, Stenhouse, Busch, Hamlin, Harvick, Almirola, Logano, Byron, Chastain, Elliott, your top 10, and then Custer, Suarez, Briscoe. Everybody is trying to roll the bottom, it looks like. Larson just gapping them now. And then it's Stenhouse, Busch, Hamlin. Pretty good. 2 seconds between Larson and Stenhouse, then 2 more seconds between Stenhouse and Busch. And then about from there on backwards, everybody is all over each other.
Some great battles down the front straightaway. Harvick trying to go wherever Logano's not. Logano really not giving him.
But now we are coming to about 35 to go in the second stage.
Checking the back of that car, trying to catch it.
Now, will we see any more events happen here?
Yeah, I'll take the spot.
And again, entering the corners at about 180, still 124 as they're going through the middle. We go NASCAR nonstop.
Sorry, guys, if I seem a bit absent-minded. It's just the commercial breaks are really a drag, and I'll try and make them as entertaining as I can for you. What is your favorite NASCAR race? Do you mean like track or like favorite race I remember? Race I remember? I don't know. I'd have to think. Like, there are a lot of ones I like, but I couldn't think of a specific one. Track? I don't know. There are a lot of good ones. I would say like something Daytona or Talladega, but more so those are just iconic. You know, Bristol's always a good one. I know. I do kind of wonder. I say no because Larson's doing really well. Plus, it's only been about like 4 weeks of this dominance. Like, it's not like it's been all year necessarily. Larson's been really good all year, but not the others. Plus, that's the other thing I was going to say. Larson's been the only one that's been dominant. Byron was really consistent for that streak, but like he wasn't really necessarily in the competition to win any of those. But he really definitely, like, Larson's been really one that's been dominant in like a lot of races. Bowman has certainly not been dominant at all. No race he's won, he's been dominant, and he's kind of just gotten lucky because of late race restarts. And then Byron's win was early in the season. It was a good win. And then Elliott was, you know, kind of a dumb, honestly, Elliott's Coda win is kind of dumb, but not dumb. Like, it's not worth the debate, but like he was going to run out of gas if they ran it green to the end, and Larson would have won. So it really isn't. I'm not really counting that as his first true win. So, but we'll see from here on out. If they stay dominant, you could definitely question it. But I think a lot of it is I think they're putting a ton of effort into this season, where I think a lot of other guys are probably starting to think more towards next year and the next gen and realize that all the money they pour into these cars isn't going to matter after this year. So Almirola and Harvick battling, it looks like. Or, I don't know, but the guys having the worst race of the year, his year so far, is Truex. Not been in the top 20 the whole day. Gotten like 2 or 3 pit road penalties. I don't know, just not. They're definitely not wanting to come back to this track. But speaking of a cool development, for the Trackhouse Racing is looking at setting up a location on the Broadway strip of Nashville. Have I been to NASCAR race? Yes, I've been to Dover this year. That was my only race I've ever been to, and probably go to more in the future. I want to go to more, but don't know how much I will be able to actually. Well, Byron just had a moment. Hamlin trying to make a pass on Busch for third. 30 to go on the stage. Stenhouse has got 3 seconds behind Larson, and then it is 8.5 seconds back to Hamlin and Busch. Larson is really just putting the field, like putting them just like he is just killing them right now. Like, if we didn't have any cautions, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd lapped well into the top 15 or top 20.
Two different lines. You know, Jeff, you just mentioned how everybody was running that bottom line.
I'll be like, literally, other than the second place car, it's an 8-second gap to the third place car.
Right there.
But yeah, Busch's car is just a little off, probably where it needs to be. But if they're able to fix it, he'll definitely be a threat to win.
I was going to tell you when he got back in the throttle, but he was yelling over me, so I couldn't do it. But clearly, what did he say? Not happy. He just is not happy with the car at all.
What do we have?
Yeah, I heard that part.
Hey guys, we're almost at 400 viewers on today, so I appreciate you guys.
My favorite part of my job is for you drivers to listen to all these radios and the other drivers. I think all those years, I think y'all thought I was crazy. This is what we listened to them all. We other than Kyle Larson, and maybe Stenhouse. Oh, you're gonna get a lot of that. Followed by Denny. Kyle's got to run. Kyle's got up top here and found a little something.
Trying to make this highline work.
You know, that guy's complaining, but he's sitting there running in the top 5. That tells you even the guys out front, they're not perfect.
Oh, but now Kyle Busch is getting back around to Hamlin on the outside. Almirola now has caught up to this battle. Almirola's got a pretty, like, the best car he's had all year. All of Stuart Haas does. Almirola may be able to get by up to third place here in this stage.
Top groove, I like that. I love running up.
How far is Almirola behind the cutoff from these points?
Right there of what this racetrack is.
Like, it's over 100 points, I know that. And honestly, it's, I'm assuming it's too far to come back from. Okay, yeah, he's nearly 200 points behind. Essentially impossible for him to come back. Well, he'll probably have gained 20 points during this race on the cutoff line. At least 20, maybe 25 or 30.
Day like today is that you don't use as much brakes. So with brake
as long as he keeps this finish and doesn't crash. But now Almirola has gone up to 4th and now is looking to get up to 3rd. These guys are so, but they're over 10 seconds behind the leader now. Larson is just dominating.
Roll the car in off the to the top of the racetrack. As we see the battle up top for third.
We've got 6 cars out of this race now, I believe.
9 times last year, the Xfinity
As Fincham has now headed to the garage.
Right over from Clint Boyer, was running in the 12th position. And I forget setups and all of that. Hey, this is what a tough car is in Nashville. You know, he's as close to even ground he's ever been. And it's been a rough season for Stewart Haas. No wins. But they had 4 last year.
Man, that is crazy, though. Stewart Haas only has 1 driver currently poised to make the playoffs when they have all their team get in it last year. And only 57 laps led the whole year. That is, like, it is just so crazy after they were so dominant last year, how bad they are this year.
Now in his sophomore season, and he's, you know, right there in the 14th. So all 4 SHR cars top 15. That's a big swing, big change.
It's a big change. And I know that's hopefully it's something they can build on for upcoming races. You mentioned being a
How far are the other guys behind the cutoff, too? I know they're all together. So Almirola is way back. He's 50 points back from even Custer. So he is out, yeah. But, I mean, theoretically, possibly Custer and Briscoe could point their way back in. After this race, they may end up actually picking up a couple spots in the points. They may go from about 25th up to 23rd or 22nd. But Larson is literally in a different race right now. The rest of the field is so far behind, like it's hilarious. But now Harvick may be able to make a move on these 2 Toyotas and go from 6th up to 4th. Currently about 20 to go in the stage. Second stage 2. Suarez holding on to that last stage point over Logano.
Just a couple spots behind this battle, you'll find the 42 car across Chastain.
Chastain also having a good job to run today. Guys having good runs today are besides all of Stewart Haas, Stenhouse, and Chastain, both of them in the top 10. And Suarez having a pretty good day. He's in the top 10 currently.
We were terrible, and I kept hitting things. And he said, now the car's a lot better, and I'm not hitting people as much. But he had a lot of confidence. Qualified 19 told me he felt like...
Okay, I'm not saying this as a diss, but you know you're not doing good when Corey LaJoie is, like, battling you in the points.
Don't be afraid to back it up another half an hour down here if you have to. 3 back. Yes, that's it. 3.5. That's what I need right there. Yep, that's what it is, buddy. Good work. Keep digging. That is a spotter. TJ Major just giving real-time advice.
But now Larson, Almirola actually is running some pretty fast laps. His laps are actually almost the same as Larson's. And so theoretically, he may be able to get to Stenhouse here before the end of the stage.
So Randall Burnett had to talk him off the ledge a couple of times. Tyler was not happy with himself. They've gotten him calmed down. The car was way too loose. Now they're on the other side of it. Now it's a little bit too tight, but very happy and making his way through the field. If he can get by Logano, that would be for the 11th position. Tyler Reddick, Randall Burnett with a nice recovery for that Cat Chevrolet.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to get too distracted here. It's just... some of the green flag running is rough. But Reddick, after having a spin on the pit road exit and going 2 laps down and having to work his way back, is all the way up to looking to make a move on Logano for 11th. He may even get some stage points here. So a really good comeback race for Reddick after going nearly down to losing 30 points on the playoff bubble. Drop a like if you haven't already, and comment who you think's going to win. Oh, here, let's look at the comments. Excited to see the Indy Road course this year, mostly the Xfinity one. Stewart will be back to race it. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That'll be interesting. I don't think he's going to win, though. I wouldn't. He'll probably finish in the top 10, but I don't think he's. I'd be shocked if he won, to be honest. Not even trying to do it, but and I also, you know, I'm actually excited for that doubleheader weekend. Is there an IndyCar race in there at the same time too? I'm honestly super excited for the Nashville Road, the city course, street circuit. Like where they go, that's going to be so cool to watch. Like I'm streaming that one. That's for sure. What weekend is that too? I'm gonna check that.
Tastes like open air and closed eyes.
When do they race at Nashville again?
And it never tasted this good. This
What,
is the
don't
sound
they?
of change.
Oh, looking at the
The
wrong
sound
one.
of 1,000 sighs of relief, and the sound of a company watching out for you. This is the sound of low cash mode from PNC
Wait,
Bank,
what?
giving you multiple
Do they not
options
race
in at
there? Or is
least
that
24
next?
hours to
Oh,
because we believe how you handle overdrafts should be in your
I'm
control.
so dumb.
Not just your banks.
They race there
Low
next
cash
year, I
mode
think.
and virtual wallet from PNC Bank. One way we're making a difference.
You probably know me from going fast, but when I want to go even faster, I reach for Carvana. Their soonest next day delivery, they get me moving fast, so I can stay on schedule. Oh, my drop.
I don't know if they. Oh, I thought Xfinity Series was racing that. The Nashville street circuit. I guess maybe only IndyCar is. I thought the Xfinity Series was going up there with them, or going down there with them. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Now that's good racing.
Now, are we going to get another caution here right before the stage ends? That is the question.
For yourself when NASCAR returns to Atlanta Motor Speedway July 10th and 11th. Tickets for the Winners Day 400 presented by Walmart starting just $39.
Oh, Cole Custer.
Custer of the right rear.
Oh, Cole Custer. Caution is out.
And can he keep it off the wall? He does get slowed down, but you saw the right rear tire go down. And parts starting to fly off that car now behind him.
That's a tough one, man. All Stuart Haas cars are in the top 15. And that essentially is going to end Custer's day. He's going to go probably a lap down for sure at least. So, I mean, hopefully he can get this to work out for him and get back on the lead lap. But I think he was in position to get a stage point there. I think everybody's going to stay. If Larson pits again, I'm just going to be so annoyed.
Looks like the rotor exploded on the right rear or maybe the front and tore the right rear tire off of it. And we now, where is it? Where's the rotor? Where's all the debris? Can NASCAR make sure that the track is good and clean so that we don't have any more drivers running over debris and hitting the fence? You drivers, under caution, you're looking at the racetrack saying, hey, there's debris here or there, right? You're on the radio telling people.
Well, you can't always see it, though. Yeah, it's not as clear as you would think.
These are tiny little pieces of rotor the size of your fingernail that are going to cut that tire. We saw a piece fly off as it was just coming out of turn 4.
The problem now, you got to get the car jacked up. It's all the way down the right side frame. Where else? See all the different picking
Currently under caution with 11 going the stage because of Cole Custer cutting a tire down under green. This is going to be really interesting. It's going to see who pits and who doesn't.
The fires from brake fluid, right, Steve?
Yeah, you assume brake fluid or rubber wrapped around the brakes, but you can tell the fluids. The tire's still on fire.
And, how disappointing. We just talked about having a good day.
Take it to the garage. It's got too much damage to the hub on the right rear.
Man, that's a tough one. Custer is now out of this race, I think.
The brakes generate steam. Talk about that's thousands of degrees. Oh, yes, absolutely. So over 1,000 degrees, you see everything. It's just completely cooked off. Between the water they put down and everything else, I can't tell if it's leaking fluid, but obviously between the brake issue and the flat tire, there's going to be something they're going to have to repair. Now, this team should be able to repair and rejoin. I don't believe they're going to be on the damaged vehicle because I didn't see them make contact with anything. I think the caution was for the debris. The big question now that would tend to go, what do you do? Earlier, the caution come out the same time.
So now I believe, I'm not sure or not if Custer's going to be out of this race or not. They're debating whether or not he's going to be under the damaged vehicle policy or not. Because the caution technically came out for the debris off the car, not because he was in an incident. But either way, he's out in this race, competitively wise. He's going to come back at least like 10 laps down. Now, essentially, there are 7 cars out of this race.
said.
Oh, wait, did anybody stay out? Oh, I missed it. So let's see who stayed out and who didn't. Is anybody staying out?
To take the same game, it looks like it is. As Chase Elliott now will follow the leaders down pit road, Kelly.
And I don't think anybody else is staying out.
From the third position, he told his crew chief that they are really close in terms of balance on this race car. He said he has just a little bit of rear slide on corner entry. They're still going to make a little adjustment. He said every adjustment you're making is headed in the right direction. 4 tires for the 10, Marty.
Kelly, the code call from Brian Patty to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is Bravo. We'll see if that's a 2-tire stop versus a 4-tire stop. Except the car was moving too free and didn't have the long run speed that he had on previous runs. 4 tires for Stenhouse. Meanwhile, for Kyle Larson, it's 4 tires as well. He said he was a little bit tighter on that run, but he actually liked that. But there were some takers on 2 tires. Here you see Chase Briscoe and
Tyler Reddick and Briscoe on 2 tires, as well as Austin Dillon. Oh, that's going to be chaotic, all right.
Steve, what do you think? I mean, they're only going to go, 7 laps, maybe green flag laps. Can they stay in front of guys with 4 tires?
Well, so the question is, you assume those guys with 4 tires are going to pit in 9 more laps, because I think they may stay on the racetrack. It really comes down to, can you make that final stage on 1 stop? I know this is going to make everybody's head spin, because nobody likes to talk about fuel mileage racing, but that's really what it's about. How far can you run on a tank of gas? Because if you can go from here to the end of the race on only 1 stop, then I wouldn't pit again at the end of the stage. If I can't, then I do like the 2-tire call. But the 2-tire call, though, you've got to be sure to keep those tires clean. You got hot left side tires. We saw how dirty that straightaway was with all kinds of tire debris. You don't want to pick all that up on the left side tire. You won't have any grip off of the turn.
So Briscoe, Reddick, and Dillon all took 2 tires, but Larson got between Reddick and Dillon, so it's going to be really interesting how this two-cone rule works all this out.
This weekend from Nashville as a city for this track. We got to give it up. First off,
But I do appreciate y'all watching right now. We're going to get a restart here with only about 5 to go in the stage. So this is going to get pretty chaotic. Appreciate y'all are watching. Hit that subscribe button for the diecast giveaway, and also just for more live streams on NASCAR and stuff like that. And drop a like. I don't know, so other people can see. Appreciate it. We're almost at 450 viewers on the day. So we're going to get restarted with, I believe, 6 to go. I really hope Larson can get a good restart here, because he may or may not have. It depends where Dillon goes, because if Dillon goes behind Larson, oh, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be behind somebody on 2 tires and in front of somebody on 2 tires. We're not going to have a good pusher.
Who's impressed him behind him, DJ? Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I believe, is the most impressive. I did not see this coming, although he ran well here in the Xfinity Series many years ago in completely different cars. He's done an outstanding job here this afternoon.
Yeah, for me, it's been Daniel Suarez, guys like that you don't usually see that are up there. Ross Chastain has had a good run again today, but I am constantly, I guess I'm really surprised at these brake issues. We just continue to see brakes come apart. And
the brake issues have been the biggest. Can you guys hear the commentary? I'd like to know if you can say something in the chat.
There was a lot of mystery about what it might be like bringing racing back to Nashville. What's been this track, the fans, all the above? What's the personality of this track so far, DJ?
That grandstand, it just looks so funny. It goes up so tall, so high. I wonder if it's like bigger than an average grandstand, or it's just like since other parts are so much smaller.
Everything but that. It's provided great racing opportunities.
Definitely would like to see them come back here in years to come.
Kyle Larson seems to be able to go fast, whatever.
Yeah. The most exciting thing to me is that right back there. Yeah. These people in the grandstands right back here in the crowd. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been at a racetrack where they were shoulder to shoulder, seat to seat. I mean, it is packed, man, and the excitement is you can cut it with a knife. It's exciting. And listen,
oh boy, we're gonna be getting the green flag here in a second.
We're ready for a great finish. Let's get it over to Parker.
Thanks, Jack. Well, Kyle Busch started this race in second, has run majority of it in the top 5, but we have visibly seen how loose that race car is. They cannot get the back end into the racetrack. That Bayshore has been.
The Kyle Busch has been a really one interesting story today. Is Kyle Busch has been really fast early on, but something is just a miss. They're still a top 5 car, but they're nowhere near the Larson speed. They were faster than Larson in the first stage, but just have lost its sense.
No top 5s, and after winning the pole position earlier today, crew chief Mike Buckarabin told me he didn't want to get too greedy. He just wanted a nice, clean day and to hope to come away with the top 10. But after running much of the day inside that top 5 and putting down some of the fastest lap times on track,
Almirola, Almirola would be a dark horse match. If Almirola wins this race, that's going to be crazy. He's 28th in points, and that would just shake up the points level so much, as well as give that Stuart Haas team a lot more confidence. Also, Stenhouse wins, because that'd just be another guy on the outside looking in.
This is the right rear tire. It was going down during that run. That's why they lost all that speed.
Oh my goodness. They were just looking at the tires off the 47. That thing was bumping up and down like a stinking that thing was going up and down like a stinking balloon. That thing was flat. But here we come to get the restart. We're gonna go be 5 to go once again. Oh boy, Larson chose inside, but Dylan chose inside behind him. We are so screwed on the inside right here. All right, oh boy, here we come. Reddick and Briscoe on the front row on 2 tires, and then Larson and Hamlin on 4, and then Dylan and Elliott, and Dylan's on 2. So here we go. And they're into the restart zone. Does anybody spin their tires? Oh, Reddick spins the tires on the outside a little bit. Oh, and Elliott darts outside there, 3 wide behind him. Briscoe has cleared the pack, though, and so has Larson. Reddick has spun his tires real bad on the outside, and now it is a log jam behind him. Briscoe has got the jump now, and then it is Larson and Dylan trying to block so many lanes on old tires. Reddick and Dylan on the outside on 2 tires, but now the Toyotas of Hamlin and Busch go through on the inside, and they are 4 wide behind him. Oh, Almer on the inside, making it work. Oh, and they're 3 wide. Oh, man, this is chaos going down the front stretch. But Larson stalking Briscoe, trying to get that lead back. He's on 4. Briscoe's on 2. Oh, Briscoe gets loose, trying to hug the bottom. It looks like Larson's going to be going through. And I think Larson's got the lead here. He's probably going to be able to drive away with the stage win. But no, Briscoe gets a good side draft, and he's still there. But Larson's going to clear him through turns 3 and 4. And now Dylan's still hanging tough in 3rd. And then the Toyotas of Busch and Hamlin battling for 4th. And then the Hendrick Chevys of Byron and Elliott battling really aggressively for 6th and 7th. Almirola up to 8th. Reddick down to 9th. Stenhouse in 10th to try and pick up valuable stage points. Oh, Reddick gets really loose. He was drifting it. And now they're 4 wide for 11th. Oh, and that could have been really bad. Reddick really wisely just backs out now as he's going to lose all stage points. That could have been really bad. He was drifting that thing. Oh, now Suarez gets really tight in the middle, and he's going to drop back 2 Chastain to the inside. But these guys are all battling for about 15th position. They're well outside of getting some stage points here. But Larson is driven away. Then it's Briscoe, Dylan, Busch, Byron, Hamlin, Elliott, Stenhouse, Almirola, Harvick. Your top 10. Oh, but now they're getting on the bumper of Dylan, who's on 2 tires. Busch and Byron looking to make a move, try and pick up some point spots here as well on Briscoe. Oh, are they going to have a shot? This was actually a really good strategy call by Dylan. He had not getting any stage points in the first stage. He's trying to get as many points over that playoff cut line as he can. But here comes Larson driving away to try and get this stage 2 victory. Kyle Busch is probably going to be able to get a shot at Dylan here in turns 3 and 4. He's on the outside. Is he going to get him? Larson's got the stage win, but now they're going to be 2 wide coming to the finish. And it's actually going to be Dylan getting a pass on Briscoe and Byron getting a pass on Busch. And now we'll figure out who is the rest of the top 10. So it was Larson, Dylan, Briscoe, Byron, Busch, Hamlin, Elliott, Stenhouse, Almirola, and Harvick. Rounding out your top 10. Now that, I just realized my camera got knocked off there. I don't know when that happened. Let's try and fix that. Larson's now to 27 guaranteed playoff points.
Nice job by the driver to take advantage of it.
Reddick trying the same strategy. Did not work out how he planned. Watch him up here. Big slide. Oh, boy. Almost.
Man, that could have been really bad, though. Reddick had such a big slide there.
Reddick ended up 17th at the end of that stage, no points.
remember that 3-car, Boston Dillon, he had a broken jack early in the race and had to come back down pit road, lost all his track position. So, getting points when they can.
Yeah, I mean, we have a great chase into the playoffs here, a great lead up into the playoffs with a bunch of different tracks. So, you want to get all the points you can, and it's hard to get points when this guy right here is doing this. I mean, 12 stage wins already. The most for a whole season is 19.
And Larson is.
We just came on the air, guys. So we're halfway. We've got a lot of races to go still. Race 1. So he's had a great run. I want to see what everybody does here, though.
Now we're going to get into this final stage where this is all that matters, though. But Larson's got 12 stage wins already. He's probably going to break the record for the most stage wins in a year. He's got 12, and the record is 19. We are not even. Are we halfway now? I think we're about we're almost halfway into the season. And he only needs 7 more.
That's a great strategy call by Justin Alexander there to take those 2 tires on the 3 and get those stage points. An awesome run by Boston Dillon. They asked if they wanted to take some of the Justin out. He said, nope, put 4 tires on it. It'll be good. For Chase Briscoe there, you visibly saw it. He mentioned on the radio, I was just way too loose to hang on to the lead there on those 2 tires, Marty.
On the near spin and near loss of the car for Tyler Reddick, he said, hey, that one's on me. Again, referring back to qualifying earlier today. And Randall Burnett said, well, what do you need help with? He said, I'm a little bit too tight, still tight dealing with that. Got to get him back in the game, though. They clearly have a fast car if they can make sure that he keeps his head on straight. I think that's the biggest thing for Tyler Reddick right now.
But now, after the green flag, not green flag pit stops, end of the stage pit stops,
if they can,
not too many big changes. It's only some of the guys who stayed out are pitting.
And you know that every position
Pro on us at T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Struggling to manage my type 2 diabetes was knocking me out of my zone, but lowering my A1C with once weekly Ozempic helped me get back in it. My zone, lowering my A1C and losing some weight. Now, back to the show.
Ozempic is proven to lower A1C. Most people who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. And you may lose weight. Adults lost on average up to 12 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles.
How are y'all doing today? Who is your pick to win? And you know the drill if you've been watching any of these streams before.
Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic helped me get my type 2 diabetes zone. Ask your healthcare provider how it can help you get yours.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
We're up against odds, brother. That's another level. I got to play.
You really need to work on your plan. In theaters Friday.
I'm Dylan Hart Jr., and I'm on a journey. Join me once again as we visit Lost Speedways.
Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at some diecast on eBay.
Well, next we get on NBCSN. It's a Cup Series doubleheader from Pocono Raceway again last year. It was Harvick and Denny who won during that doubleheader. It'll be Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Sunday at 3:30. And Xfinity Series also running on Sunday, so a doubleheader on Pocono weekend.
We're about to get into this final stage here.
This last week, and we'll talk a lot about what last year was like for Kyle Larson. He talked about that, obviously he wished that last year didn't happen, but in a lot of ways he said he was glad it did because it helped him grow as a person. So we'll dive into that a lot more next week at Pocono. As we get ready for the restart here, Larson and William Byron, teammates side by side.
Larson and Byron on the restart, and they're off. Larson with a great shove from Kyle Busch on the outside. Oh, is he going to be able to get it to stick, though? Byron's on the inside. He's up front for the first time today. Is he going to have a good car all of a sudden? And it looks like Larson's going to be able to clear Byron down the backstretch And now it's the Toyotas who have been battling all day at Busch and Hamlin, battling once again. And then Stenhouse and Elliott battling for 5th. Busch taking a bit of a higher line, trying to maybe get a runoff down the front straightaway. But it doesn't work out for him, and looks like Hamlin's going to get by. And now Stenhouse making a really aggressive move, chopping down on the nose of Elliott. And now he's taking him, diving down to the inside of Kyle Busch. Elliott kind of backs off, trying not to get wrecked. Elliott, but now Elliott gets to run back on Stenhouse now. It looks like he may end up getting the pass for 5th. Man, Noah's had a really rough day. This Bowman not been in the top 10 most of the day. Now Bowman's looking like he's going to try and make a move to the inside of Almirola for 11th. Momentum is a really key player at this track. If you have a bad turn, it lingers for about a lap and a half. And oh, Bowman gets loose on the bottom, and now he's in the middle of 3 wide between Bell and Logano. And it looks like he's going to lose about 3 spots because of that.
Chase had to lift. For whatever reason,
Kyle Busch almost got in the wall there. Now he's gone from 3rd all the way back to 7th. Elliott Busch's car has just not been there for him during this race. He has been fighting it the whole way.
Somebody loses. Let's take another look. Off turn 2 in the gas. Just a back. Has no grip. Look at that.
Man,
like he's running a dirt lane.
He was an inch from that wall.
Barely maybe touched that right recorder, and he's trying to hold off. Losing another position to Kevin Harvick down here to turn 1. Harvick rolls that bottom. He's going to clear him.
I think we're wondering now who learned the most in the first 2 stages. With this last stage in front of us, was it Kevin Harvick saying who's moving up toward the front? William Byron, what did that team learn? Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, and you're guaranteed yellows are behind you. The stages are behind you, so we may have a bunch more yellows, or we may not. We may run 105 to the finish, so you have to continue to take and be aggressive, and that's, I think, what you're seeing. As you mentioned, Junior, when somebody wiggles or loses any momentum, people attack right away. There's no give and take. There's no patience. They don't know if they'll have this field close back up again or not. Kyle Busch losing another spot to Chase Briscoe behind him. Chastain and Almirola, 2 guys I think have a little bit more pace right now. Also going to be right on the doorstep of that 18 car. Down the front straightaway, a little push from the 42. Tim's going to have an opportunity to make a move here.
You see what Kyle Busch has done. He was struggling up top and just decided, I'm going to put it down the bottom. Couldn't keep it on the bottom right there. Trying to commit to it and just, we got a spinner behind.
Oh, and Priest is around in turns 1 and 2. Oh, he's got the donut sponsor. Now this is gonna we have not had any green flag runs longer than 50 laps.
He was running 23rd when he spun.
Smart move right there, not to drive it off the bacon onto that flat, turn the nose up, kept it on the bacon.
He's got all the tires down on that bad boy though.
Now this is the car that was talking about the vibration in the brakes earlier today.
But how are you guys doing? So Priest just won.
You see the sparks on that right side. A lot of flat tires today. They seem to all have a lot of time on them, so definitely some debris.
Yeah, we've got 7 DNFs or so on the day, so I think he's still gonna be able to finish this one, I believe. But this has been, if anything more than 10 DNFs is pretty much a crash-o-rama. That's it's more than a quarter of the field, so. Appreciate you guys watching though.
Yeah, you can't go. There's nowhere to go. All right, so the confusion here. This is something we're going to review on Monday because it's unfortunate to have a flat, but they didn't have to go through all that. I mean, they just picked it up reasonably high enough. So our leaders are on pit road here. Kelly.
So not the whole field pits, but out 5 or 6 cars are going to pit. Some guys pretty much outside the top 10. We're going to probably get going with about 90 to go. We're into the final section of this race.
Alex Bowman comes in for the 13th position.
Going to be making any final little touch-up adjustments. I don't think anybody's going to be able to catch a Larson under green necessarily, but definitely if we got some restarts string together, maybe able to throw some strategy in there that gets you out front.
He's been loose. Now the car a little bit too tight for Bowman.
Getting ready for the restart. Again, John Carter Cash talked us through our open earlier. And Johnny Cash talked about legend of the dash.
But I do appreciate everybody who's been watching.
On the road of life, the journey is why they ride. When the road is all you need, there is no destination.
I'm actually just going to get a nice coffee.
Well, she may have a destination this one time, but
I usually have a destination.
yeah, but most of the time her destination is
Oh, the coffee shop.
No matter why you ride, Progressive has you covered with protection starting at $79 a year.
because she's a biker.
Thanks for following me in.
But yeah, so if we're going to take a look. So if we want to take a look at how the point situation is looking on the bubble. We will find out here really quick. So people who are having bad days, Chris Buescher has got a DNF on the day. So he's going to lose at least 20 points to the bubble. I'm pretty sure he's already only got about 30-point margin. And then Tyler Reddick has had an okay day, but scored no stage points. But as long as he gets about a top 15 out of this, he'll probably end up losing about 10 points. Austin Dillon has had a really good day. He's going to grow his margin. I say the only three drivers who are locked in on points are Hamlin, Harvick, and Dillon, because they all have well over 100 points to the good. But other than that, everybody's going to have less than 50 if they're in on points. And then DiBenedetto is having a tough day, but he got some stage points earlier, so he'll probably end up staying about the same. But Kurt Busch got a lot of stage points today, as well as Stenhouse and Chastain. So they're all going to move up, and they're all probably going to get solid finishes as well. But now, if there was a new winner outside of the playoffs, we'll assume maybe a Stewart-Haas car, that would really change things up, because then it would make it a really tight battle between Reddick and Buescher, and essentially Dibby, Kurt Busch, and Stenhouse would be nearly out of it, as they'd all be over probably 60 or 70 points to the negative. But so far, today's race has been actually really eventful. We've had not a lot of multi-car crashes, but we've had 9 cautions on the day. 7 cautions per incident.
It seems like the fans are up for it. What do you think we're going to see in this last 100 laps, buddy?
Well, I think that's the question. And we've been, excited.
And here we come to this next restart. Could be the last one, but I highly doubt it.
A great show all weekend with the Truck Series race on Friday, Saturday. A beautiful one there as well. So the fans, they're in store for a great one.
Dude, everybody, all those fans look like they're dying from the heat, man. Like they're dying. I would be dying.
Listen in on the pit strategy, which we've seen some already today. Spotter communication, crew chief calls. Just visit NASCAR.com/scanner to start your subscription today.
Should have started that subscription this morning, because there has been some great scanner audio. And I don't think we're done with it with 99 to go.
So we're going to get restarted with, I believe, 98 to go in the race. But here we got a replay of the incident. Priest looks like he had some sort of, he had a tire going down, it looks like. He got way down on the apron before he spun, and then he went up the track and spun.
Did a nice job keeping it out of the wall.
But honestly, a pretty good save by Priest. Didn't get in the wall or in the grass or in anybody else.
These two will line up once again.
But now it's 3 Hendrick cars in the top 4. It's going to be Larson and Byron on the front row, then Elliott pushing Larson and Hamlin pushing Byron.
Let's see what he's got right here on this restart. My lining up with Kyle Larson. Can he take the fight to Kyle Larson? So far, we haven't seen it, but with this improved track position, can he take advantage of it?
We'll be getting restarted with actually 97 to go, and it'll be Larson and Byron, as I previously stated. And then it'll be interesting to see how this restart goes back behind him, if anybody makes any mistakes. We're down to about 30 cars. Oh, Byron spins the tires a little bit, and Larson gets a nice jump, but Hamlin gave Byron a really good shove, and now Byron's going to be able to send it back down in there, and they're side by side, and side by side. Byron gets way up and nearly takes out Larson, and now they're almost 4 wide there for a second. Oh, my goodness. But now Larson is able to get around Byron, and that was almost big. That was almost the whole field. And now it's Larson, Byron, Elliott, and Hamlin who are side by side for third, and then Stenhouse and Busch who are side by side for. Oh, and Elliott gets really sideways off the turn, and Hamlin and Elliott are battling really aggressively. Those two have got a history, and Elliott and Hamlin are really going at it. Hamlin, I thought Elliott was around. I thought he was donezo. We haven't seen any big crashes yet, so we'll see if anything occurs. But, whoa, Bubba gets in the quarter panel of Bowman, and Kyle Busch is fading even more. He's back to 18th. Things are falling apart for that 18, that pedigree car.
You know what this is like. Some of these cars have pressure tires in him. As you lose that track position.
Oh, man, he is just going backwards. And, oh, now Newman and the 42 Chastain get together, and they are 3 wide, though, with Busch on the outside. This is just a mess. Goodness. Man, Busch is having real issues. Now he's way up the track. He is out of the groove. He is just trying to hold on at this point. He's thankfully got those stage points earlier, else this day would honestly be kind of a disaster points-wise. It doesn't matter too much for him, so he's already got a win. But yeah, he is just rim riding right now. He's got something's wrong with that 18 car. He's back outside the top 20 now.
And he came on the radio to have the team look at the left front right on his that restart got done there. So definitely
he may have a brake problem or something, or he has got something wrong.
Down right now on the ATGC, really slow, just trying to get out of everyone's way.
He may end up becoming to pit road here in a lap. The Kyle Busch his day is falling apart now all of a sudden.
I just think it's
it has become a mess. Appreciate you guys watching. We're almost at 500 viewers on the day. Drop a like and hit that sub button to be in a diecast giveaway. Yeah, no, not Kyle Busch. When Kyle Busch is getting passed by the 51, you know, he's in a bad situation.
What he's doing now, as frustrating as it is, he's doing a nice job just not getting run over. Right, when you're this far off the pace, there's nothing he can do.
Yeah, no, he is.
At least have a car to bring your crew next time for service.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is praying they get a caution so he can bring this thing to pit road under caution. But yeah, he's not going to be able to limp around there too much longer. I don't know what's wrong with that thing, but he's going to go a lap down here in the next 10 laps or so if he does not get this thing to pit road.
Team usually not finishing or running this well. They've done a great job today.
And just his 5th start for J.J. Yeley in the 2021 season.
I just don't believe that's just a bad Haley car. I think they've got a problem. I mean, it's
something is terribly wrong though right now with that 18 car.
Well, and you've heard his
J.J. Yeley on a Rick Ware racing car on the lead lap for most of the race. I don't believe it. Oh wait, it's being driven by J.J. Yeley. But still though, J.J. in the top 25, having a really solid run, been on the lead lap most of the day, making that car look actually like somewhat competitive, like a Spire car maybe, or a front row car. There's actually 2 Rick Ware cars on the lead lap, so that and one that could possibly get on the lead lap again. Yeah.
It's just not reacting like they hoped. He called it wholesale. We made wholesale changes before we went out there to qualify. And remember, he qualified second, and he said it was so close to getting the pole. That was frustrating for him. And now to be this far off.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is going to be something has gone wrong. It's not even like a light switch. It's like somebody just ripped the entire light out of the ceiling. Like that thing is just. Oh. Now, speaking of a bit of a recovery, Martin Truex Jr. who's run outside the top 20 almost the entire race is now up into the top 15, running 12th. I think if they somehow come with home with the top 10, I think Martin Truex Jr. would be okay with that because that team has been running outside the top 20 almost the whole day.
They found a cut in the right rear tires, so that one was probably just moments away from going bad.
I'm not sure the reason, but this is the most cut tires I can remember in recent history. I have to think,
Yeah.
you mentioned it earlier, it goes back to the original brake problems, right?
There have been, man, this is, but we're coming down to about 85 to go in the race. Larson, once again, just gapping the field. And hey, now, and then once again, 300 cars in the top 3. The sun is getting a bit lower, not near set, but or setting or anything, but that may be changing this track a bit.
Hot tires, a little debris on those tires.
Boy, Byron got so loose. That could have been.
He sees it. You know, that peripheral vision. He senses what's happening on the inside, moves up the racetrack, or else that could have been big for both those guys.
That was a really heads-up move, though.
Chase Elliott off of turn 4 with Denny Allen underneath the back.
Chase Elliott just got so loose off turn 4 on that last restart, though. That was crazy.
Pretty bad as well. And then we've seen
And Kyle Busch just barely taps the wall, but.
99 and 38 having a little contact. Daniel.
Oh, man. The 99 really gave the bumper to the 38 there. They're going down the front straightaway. But nobody has been able to touch this 5 car so far today. Rocking our Lucky Larson shirt. Every time I've worn this, he's won, baby. Or ever since, or finished top 2.
Having not heard anything from Kyle, so the spotter asked, "Can you hear us?" Go to the center racetrack. Kyle responded with, "I can hear you."
I got this shirt at Dover, and ever since that point, he's finished top 2 or 1. Or actually, it's the week before that, but like essentially.
What about no lettering on the left rear tire? I mean, is he rubbing somewhere?
Yeah, currently Kyle Busch in 26th. Just after being in the top 5 and driving, like being the fastest car on the track early on, you really wonder how the heck that car fell apart so bad. I appreciate everybody watching, though.
Something in the back of the car bending more than it should in a different position, shifting around. These teams work very hard to get the car in the proper.
I kind of hope Hendrick cars don't finish 1, 2, 3 because then more and more people are just gonna be like, they're cheating. But even though Bowman is definitely the slow car of the Hendrick 4 right now. Not in the top 10. A lot of the times when there's a Hendrick 1, 2, he's not even in the he has not been very fast. Like in his wins were not dominant car wins. Like, where is Bowman in the stand? Bowman's not even top 10 in the standings. And after this race, he may even be in 12th behind Austin Dillon. Like, he's not been a competitive, like a race-winning competitive car, is how I'll say. Even though he's got 2 wins, other than that Dover race, I'd say in the Dover race, he was definitely a really race-win competitive car. But in that Richmond race, definitely not one of the most competitive cars. And just got a good restart there at the end. He was able to get around those 2 guys. Do appreciate everybody watching. Could we get to 10 likes? That'd be pretty sweet.
The last few weeks, they found some good pace in this car, and he's shown out. Some of that, I know he's run cup.
But now I'll run through the top 10. It's Larson, Byron, Elliott. Oh, caution is out.
Caution. Oh, yeah, a car in the grass on the back.
And Bubba Wallace is around for the 2nd time today. Man, just not a good day for that team. Bubba Wallace in the PetSmart car has been out twice. I wonder if he got some help or.
I thought he had an issue with the left rear just about a lap or 2 before that happened there. So I wonder if maybe that left rear is going down, or maybe even a little more issues there. Everything looks good on air pressures.
His right front looks a little low, and the lettering's rubbed off. But I don't see any true problem with this car. Bubba Walsh just went out in the middle of the back straightaway, so I don't see a huge problem with that car yet.
What happens? 23's on the inside of somebody. Off of
Bubba. Oh, Michael McDowell and Bubba get together. Whoa, that was a heck of a save by Michael McDowell. But
on the inside of someone,
Bubba kind of came up, and he didn't realize that Michael McDowell was too wide with somebody already. And then he kind of thought Michael McDowell was going to go up higher, but Michael McDowell was already side by side with the 38, and then he got into him. So that was kind of more of a racing incident rather than that other spin he had earlier. That was more so. I wouldn't say his own fault, but.
So caution number 10. A lot of cautions today. I think that's one of the things that we haven't seen a lot of this season. Yeah, and we're seeing a plethora today.
Well, we talked at the top of the show, Jeff. You talked about the shape of the racetrack, how it's very different from everything we've seen. We've had a little mechanical issues On top of that, some cut tires, and a little bit of everything that have, slowed the pace down, changed the pace, and the running order, other than the leader, has changed up dramatically. Front to back, Larson has controlled the race for 186 laps, tires.
Chase Elliott on his way down pit road, pitting from the third position. He said he's just
Now they're all pitting down pit road, see if anybody makes any gains or loses any track position. Larson lost some spots earlier today, but hasn't lost any since. Let's look compare these times. Elliott's pit stop is a bit long, a 13.7. Byron a 13.3. Let's see what Larson does. And Larson a 12.7. Larson just firing on all cylinders, and Harvick going to pick up a couple spots. Harvick up 4, Busch up 1. Elliott loses 3, Logano up 2. That was a big pit stop cycle right there. Harvick up 4 though, and Elliott down 3 are your biggest winners and losers. But everybody looks like other than Larson gained or lost something in that.
Your house is your future. Protected from unexpected expenses. Leaf Filter prevents damage to your home.
And thank you guys for 10 likes.
Filter, your safety
I do appreciate it.
You're at home and see things that need work. But gutter cleaning is dangerous. With Leaf Filter, you don't have to climb a ladder to clean your gutters. Protect your home and your future. Call us at 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit.
I do appreciate everybody watching. And we're at 500 viewers on the day. We got it. I appreciate you guys. And we got 10 likes. So, pretty good. Pretty solid day. And now we are coming in on this closing stretch here with, I think we'll get restarted with about, and we'll get restarted with probably about 75 to go.
So then I said to him, you want to customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so you only pay for what you need.
Dad, can we talk about something other than work? It's the weekend.
Hot dog or chicken? Only pay for what you need.
At Safelite, we have service the way you need it. When you have a cracked windshield, schedule Safelite's drop and go service. Just drop off the car and keys in the morning and go enjoy your day. We'll text you updates.
Yeah, right now, some guys who are having really good days that I actually want to give some shout outs to that are, surprising and, like, I'm like happy for are JJ Aley in that Rick Ware 51 car, been on the lead lap majority of the day in 5th and 24th. And then, honestly, how many Rick Ware cars are on the lead lap? I think there's more than one. The 51 is on the lead lap as well as the 52. And the 53 is up to, okay, there we go. But 3 Rick Ware cars are on the lead lap and, have been no more than 2 laps down the whole race. And yes, that's because we haven't had many long green flag runs, but still, solid runs. And then, of course, Chastain, got to give a shout out to that car, and as well as, let's see, anybody else? Oh, Chastain, I think, stayed out on this last one. That is big. That could not.
Rick, I found the swimming pool, but also found something that reminded me a lot of what you guys are talking about so much today, a rotor. I got this frisbee.
But Chastain has stayed out. I don't know if that's going to work out for him. But then we got Suarez who's having a good day, and of course Stenhouse has been having a really good day. But Stenhouse had a bad pit stop cycle that last time by. Hopefully he can get his track position back, though. A top 10 would be really good for that team.
You don't want to run anything heavier than needed. I just think teams underestimated the amount of brake usage in the race. Parker said in his practice he didn't use very much. In the race he used a lot. We'll see how it works in this restart. Let's see what happens with Ross Chastain.
And here they go on the restart. Chastain on old tires on the outside. Larson on new tires on the inside. Larson's got that Monster Jam car. Kevin Harvick pushing him. The outside lane is the preferred line, but the old new tires are going to prevail. Chastain's out wide. They're going to be 3 wide for second. Oh, and they squished together. That was almost big. That was really tight between Chastain, Byron, and Harvick. Byron goes through. Harvick kind of lets off a bit.
Backs up turn 3. Try to get a run off the corner underneath.
Briscoe up in 7th right now, having a really solid run. 77 to go. Oh, and they are in the wall. I believe Suarez really swirly. That was almost big. Oh, that was almost huge. Suarez was completely sideways there for a second off turn 4. We've seen a lot of guys like that today, and all of them been able to save it. But I have a feeling if we get more restarts, somebody's not going to be able to. Now Suarez tailing Truex. Stenhouse trying to work his way back up after a bad pit stop. He's restarted 17th, and he's up to 15th, looking to make a move for 14th. And they are all and this is chaos right now.
Eric Almirola, we talked about him winning the pole earlier today, was up front. That's a pretty good laps run.
And yeah,
fell to the back, now trying to fight his way.
Almirola. Oh, and Almirola's looking to take it 3 wide with Logano and Hamlin down the back stretch. Almirola's trying to get the bubble walls 2 for 1. And he's got 1. Has he got 2 yet? I think he's going to get the 2 for 1, baby, at McDonald's. But then Denny Hamlin gets a good run off the corner, and Denny Hamlin's able to clear him. So no, not quite, not this time at least. And man, already only 4 or 5 laps since the restart, and everybody is just training the bottom. The bottom is just such a strong line right now. But hey, Chastain, old tires really worked out for him. Man, but yeah, Keselowski and Suarez got together off turn 4 and almost as big. But speaking of, the old tires have worked out pretty well. Even if it's only one guy, Chastain sit down by himself, he's still in 3rd after restarting 1st. Now, he's probably going to drop back more and more as this thing goes on, but
kind of middle of the top 20.
He's going to struggle all day. This fight still continues. Almirola trying to clear Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin knows that
Almirola now finally trying to get by Hamlin to get up to 8th.
Just simply outdrove.
But these Stewart-Haas cars, 3 in the top 10, and another one who was having a good run until he had an incident, Cole Custer. Oh my gosh, I just jinxed it. Chase Briscoe in the wall. This is a BS caution, though. He's still rolling totally fine. Bad caution, man. That is, Briscoe was up in 6th. Man, these Stewart-Haas cars just can't get anything to go their way, man. If these are all 4, if all 4 of them end up wrecking out, I'm just gonna. That's gonna be a major L.
His brakes, guys, came on the radio and said I lost my brakes.
Briscoe. Oh wow. Briscoe lost his brakes. Could have been worse.
How many people have had brake problems today?
Man, that's like the 7th brake issue of the day.
He stayed out and was able to hang on. He had the lead, but was able to hang on in 3rd.
But now Briscoe's coming to pit road. Hopefully they can get that car fixed, but I don't know.
One guy was having a great run, had a 17-second pit stop. The 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I was kind of wondering where he cycled out, and it was a slow pit stop. We've heard a lot about brakes today. Another car on brake field. Listen to him what the 24 has to say.
47, though, lost 10 spots in that pit stop. He's only gained back 3.
Yeah, my brakes feel good. Like, I haven't really had any issues with traffic. You gotta sometimes take a little longer to stop than others when I'm back in traffic.
A lot of conversation up and down pit road. I mean, there was practice, but the first time the Cup cars had been here. It's so that's 2 brake issues on the Stewart-Haas cars. We heard Harvick complain.
Man, this is just a crazy race, though. So many there have been so many incidents. No big crashes, though. No big hits, though, at all. Well, what? Okay, 1 big hit. Or 2, I guess you could say. But nobody. There's been 2. Ryan Blaney had a big hit earlier on. But Chastain now pits after staying out under that last caution. And then Suarez on back. A lot of guys deeper in the field from probably, that looks like about 13th, 14th on back. Everybody's coming down.
He left David Pit Road on lap 198, so they've now hit their fuel window, of course, and needed to bring him to pit road. He said the car has been the best it's been.
I'll be right back, guys.
Other than Chastain, kind of 12th on back, came down pit road, Brad Keselowski among them. And yeah, you guys are right. They just haven't had the speed today. Right in front of them, Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Drop a like and hit that sub button for that Kes giveaway.
Fuel only for Stenhouse Jr. to make sure they can make it to the end. They had a problem with the left front on the last stop. That's why they lost all those.
But like literally, okay, look, this is crazy, guys. truly crazy. A Rick Ware car is like actually having a legit run in the top 20. Like they're literally like 3 Rick Ware cars are in the top 25, like legitimately on the league lap. Like they all have the potential to have a crazy restart and get up into the top 20. Okay, that may be a bit of an overstatement, but that is crazy to think about. So we're gonna get restarted without 69 to go.
These other guys can make it, Marty. So when you ask how can this race slip away from Kyle Larson, fuel mileage is one thing I've now added to the list.
Yeah, well, watching this caution, and I think they're curious to see how long this one goes. Is there another one? Cliff Daniels who told them before they went back green, we're about 6 laps short from being able to make it to the end. And I think a lot of the guys in the top 10 were thinking track position. Behind them, Kevin Harvick actually got some damage on that last restart. On the right front, Harvick said, I think we're in trouble here. But Rodney Childers said,
wow,
if we pit, we're done. We're going to stay out. You got to live with it.
Look at most laps led this season already.
Larson's already set his personal record for most laps led in the season. In 2017, he led 1,352, and already he's led 1,356.
Where he's led the most laps, and someone else has won. Atlanta with Blaney, Kyle Busch won in Kansas, where he led 132 laps. Dover, he led 263 laps, and Bowman wins. Could be another case today where it's the dominant car in situations.
Yeah, Briscoe had it. The first incident in turns 3 and 4, Briscoe had a tire brake failure in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Actually got lucky. He was kind of a slower part of the track and didn't get more damage.
And any worse impact than that. In open road, they looked at the right rear of that car, the same issue with the 41. I tell you, it's funny the things that.
But right now, JJ Elliott is currently running in 20th, legitimately, in a Rick Ware car, legitimately still in this race. Like, could get a top 15. So where is Chase Briscoe? Is Chase Briscoe out of this race? I'm not sure. But he's 4 laps down. I don't know if he's actually totally out, though.
But repeatedly all day long, it finally damaged the rotor enough that going down over 200 miles an hour, the right front rotor explodes. Unfortunately, my poor driver, Jeff Gordon, goes into the wall in turn 1. I mean, that was the longest time in the world until I saw him climb out or talk to me on the radio. And as a crew chief, there's so many boxes to check in a new track. Tires and setup and aero and pit crews, pit strategy and all this stuff. It's not one team.
I hope you guys are all having a good evening, though.
Multiple teams, multiple organizations that have missed.
Trouble like him already. We're going to get restarted here with 68 to go. Once again, we got 3 entry cars in the top 4. It's Larson on the outside, Byron on the inside, Harvick on the outside, Elliott on the inside. All on equal tires. First car on fresh tires, I believe, is Chastain. Yeah, and he's going to be restarting about 16th. So now here they come. Larson. Is he going to be able to drive away once again? Larson is currently 3 laps short on fuel. I'm sure it's about equal for anybody else in the top 10. Oh, Elliott making a move to the inside of Byron. That was almost huge. That was a really, that was a scary, scary moment, man. He almost